Lord Triage and the Prince of Desolation on a journey through heroic realms where legends are born and destinies entwine. Delve into the cosmic currents, unraveling the mysteries of superheroes, villains, and champions. Embrace the cosmic energy that binds us all and let your journey begin. This is the Super Breakdown Podcast. Enter the Cosmic Saga.
What is up? What is up? What is up? We are back with another awesome episode. This one is a big one. This one's going to be a long one, so strap in. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be great. It's going to be great. And anyone who doesn't think that it's great, well, I guess there's still some niggas trying to ice skate uphill. Oh, if y'all don't know what it is, this is the Super Breakdown Podcast where we take your favorite heroes, your favorite comic books, TV shows, and movies, and we break them down to the very smallest, minute things, give our opinions on it, and maybe if they can do better, if they can do worse. Welcome to the Super Breakdown. I'm Power Maximus. We are joined by everyone's favorite demigod, Lord Triage, the man, the myth, the legend, the Prince of Desolation, the Game Master himself, and we are here with the Dark One himself as well, Darth Legacy, aka Jason M40. What is up, everybody?
Hello.
All right. I know that we decided to take a break from last week. This episode was supposed to air last week, but we decided, you know what? Let's give everyone a time to witness the greatness that we witnessed. And we did. And so we here. Our last episode, which was the week before last, was our was kind of like was pretty much a versus battle, the TMNT. Leo, Mikey, Donnie, Raph, as well as Jenica, versus the Bat family, specifically the sidekicks. So all the Robins, Nightwing, Red Robin, Red Hood, Damian, as well as Stephanie, aka Spoiler. This is gonna be an interesting one. If you haven't already seen the title, if you haven't seen our Instagram post about it. This episode is going to be a long one. So strap in, like I said at the beginning here. This is going to be a spoiler cast. So if you haven't seen Wolverine and Deadpool, this is your last chance. Your last chance to click off because we're about to go crazy. Okay, no, I can't say it's the last chance because we're going to be starting off with a review of SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con, Hall H. Marvel went stupid. And for some of us, literally stupid. But then we're gonna be jumping in and gonna be handling the spoiler cast. So you guys have about, I'd say, an hour before you should jump on out of here if you haven't seen Wolverine and Deadpool. But it's also been almost 2 weeks, right?
About 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 weeks. So if you haven't seen it yet, that's your bad. All right, so let's get into it. So, also, by the way, Prince of Desolation. What are we going to be running today? What are people going to be watching us play today? Well, you play today.
I'm gonna grab a bag of a lot of things.
You brought a bag of tricks, But don't forget, tricks are for kids. Damn silly nigga.
You sure about that?
I mean, hey, listen, the tricks that Dave was pulling don't count.
Hey, a lot of people. I'm not going to get that. We just started.
All right, but yeah, Desolation Gaming is gonna have some gameplay going up here. All right, so let's get it started. All right, so San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel. Well, first off, let's not just say Marvel, but there was a lot of reveals, some good, some bad. I don't think did DC do anything for San Diego?
No, barely anything at all.
Not that I saw.
No.
Yeah, because I know
Took
they
the year
dropped.
off.
Yeah, they did take the. Oh, they did. You're right. You're right. Did you guys see the trailer for the creature commandos or commando creatures, whatever? That kind of rip off Suicide Squad. I know it's not rip off. They have their own comic. They do have their own comic, but what is it? Task Force M.
Yes.
Yeah, Triage. Do you know much about these guys?
So basically, they're supposed to be parodies of monsters from classic literature. So like, you might see a wolfman, you might see a vampire, you might see like a Frankenstein type monster type figure, but I honestly think they could be doing elsewhere, but it's fine.
I agree. I definitely agree. I wasn't too thrilled by it. It was interesting. It was cool. I really don't know what else DC kind of like released on that day or have released, but so we're just gonna push them to the wayside. Let them get their shit together because God, they need to get their shit together. No, you're right. You're right, Deso. Like always. So
Listen, man.
Go ahead.
My thing as far as DC goes is that they had the bag, they fumbled it, and they started focusing on the wrong. They started focusing on the wrong shit.
They fumbled it twice. They fumbled it 3 times.
What are your nigga? Label the fumbles.
All right. The Snyderverse.
One
fumble. The TV universe.
No, that is a big two.
What?
Talking about Arrowverse.
How did they?
They're gonna fumble.
How did they fumble the Arrowverse?
All right. So I feel like I'll take this one, Deso. I'll take this one. So to me, as we all know, the Arrowverse started out amazing. The Arrowverse started out great, but I feel like they fumbled it towards the end because they started planning for James Gunn's run. I'd say from it was about kind of like after their Elseworld, so they had like one big hurrah, which was their Crisis.
Period. James Gunn was not even in the picture.
No. I'm talking about they were setting up. They were setting up for James Gunn's run. That's why they started shutting down each show little by little. Because what was the first show to go? Legends of Tomorrow, which needed to go because they were just running out of shit. So Legends definitely needed to go, which I enjoyed Legends for the first 2 seasons. But then after that, it just went downhill. Arrow. So Flash started season 3 of Arrow, right? Or season 2. Yeah, season 3. So when Flash started, the season 3 of Arrow took a big hit. I'd say within actual visual quality. Just because a lot of their budget was going into Flash. Flash was amazing. Flash was great for a while. But again, I feel like the same thing. They started to run out of ideas. So to me, they fumbled it by not allowing their.
They jumped the shark.
All right. So what do you mean by jumping the shark?
Jesus Christ.
They were trying to do with the budget they had. They were trying to do the really big stuff, the really really big stuff, and they didn't have the budget to do the really really big stuff and make it actually look good.
Yeah. So even with so that whole Justice League, the whole roundtable that they had, it didn't sit right with me. The roundtable did not sit right with me at all. It did not sit right with me at all. They refused to put in their big guns, right? They refused to put in their big guns, right? And they started giving us all these side characters that didn't have a lot of bang for their buck with the villains and the storylines that those characters have. So all right, they had Arrow. Arrow was great. Flash was great. The beginning of Legends was good because they had a decent team of characters in there. But then Legends decided to have Legends be kind of like a graveyard for characters that they had no longer had a use for within the main storylines of the other shows. Black Lightning, the ending of Black Lightning just destroyed my soul. I was so upset with the ending of Black Lightning, the way they tied off Black Lightning. Because Black Lightning ended with did Black Lightning ended with Elseworld? No. It ended with the Crisis. Right? The last episode of Black Lightning was the last episode of Crisis. If I remember correctly. Because that's when they tied up the whole Jin, and like the other like cosmic force that took over her body or took over her personality or whatever the hell that was. So don't get me wrong. I highly enjoyed Black Lightning. I just did not enjoy the way they ended it, right? Then the last 3 seasons of Flash. Triage, you're all caught up with Flash. You finished Flash?
We did.
Yes. You cannot tell me that was a great ending to the show.
Well, the problem with the Flash is that the Flash should have ended after season 5.
Mm-hmm.
And that the issue with that was that the Flash's rogues gallery, like they kept making it for whatever reason. They stopped being like credible threats to him. Like I didn't like the fact that the whole thing that Mirror Master wasn't the actual Mirror Master, that the real Mirror Master was a female and she was stuck in the Mirrorverse and she sent that Sam Scudder out. Like it was like that shit was fucking stupid. There was no reason to do all that.
Yeah, there was a lot stupid that happened towards the end of that. That just that was a fumble. So they had the ball with Flash. They had it. They had that shit. They were clinging on tight to that shit. And then after season 5, they got comfortable and it got loose and they fumbled that. That could have been a great fucking ending to Flash. They fumbled that, right? Batwoman.
But that's
potential. I don't know if I want to count Batwoman as a fumble on them because we all know how I feel. Who was a real culprit for the failure of Batwoman?
Who Rose because she couldn't step up.
Well, not even. Hold on. First and foremost, that series to me was not going to work for 3 reasons.
Oh no, absolutely. Good.
1, Batwoman does not have the rogues gallery.
No.
That's just first and foremost. Because even if you look at the Green Arrow's rogues gallery, they made them work for TV.
Yeah, they did. Actually, for a lot of its characters, they made them like they kind of like leveled them up more, from beyond what they were in the comic books.
Well, but the thing was, Oliver's villains were always legitimate threats, from Vertigo to Malcolm Merlin to everyone. Everyone knows the monster Ra's al Ghul is, but his characters were always legitimate threats. Like, so it's like you didn't have to necessarily do that. You just had to find people who could make the character believable, like like Michael Jai White playing Bronze Tiger. There's that's fucking perfect casting, and then
fucking casting.
So you got shit like that. So like her, her taking on the fucking Wonderland gang, like that. Like, nah, come on, dog. That was goofy.
Yes,
that was never gonna work in my opinion. That's the first thing.
And I think we talked. And we talked about it in the TMNT versus Bat Family episode. We actually talked about that, about like how Alice had potential. The character had potential. They just didn't take her there.
All right. Let's see. The second thing I would say is that I never really cared to see where the story was going to go. Like, Oliver had his war on crime to correct his father's mistakes. Like, Barry had the whole mission to find out who it was who killed his mother. So it's like with her, there really was no, like, this whole thing with her agenda and like the whole trying to figure out why was Beth really Alice. Shit was just stupid to me.
You know what? Now I'm really thinking about it. Thank you for bringing that up. Like, her character, they didn't give her a real good why. Like you just stated, Oliver had a why. Why he was doing what he was doing, why he picked up the hood, right? Barry, he had a why. The reason why he donned his cowl. But and even then, Black Lightning had a why, had a really strong why. The Batwoman's why was initially her initial why was pretty much she was just picking up Bruce's mantle. And so there wasn't really a real strong enough why for her to be doing what she's doing. And then, all right, boom. And then she finds out, her about her sister. And even then, I still didn't feel like that was a strong enough why for that character. All these other characters have, because it's not like her sister was kidnapped in the end. We find out that she was kidnapped and abused and tortured and shit like that to become crazy like she is, which was fucking I do have to admit, like that was fucking wild. That whole situation story was wild, but it just wasn't good enough of a why. Jefferson, his why was because one, his daughters have powers, right? That's his second why, right? But the first why was his town, his community was under attack. They were falling. It was falling back into the old ways and shit like that, so he's like, shit, my why is for my city and for the kids in the future of my city. And then it's like, oh shit, my daughter's got powers. Now I really got to show them how. I have to teach them. I can't have them out here learning to be a hero on their own. They're going to end up fucking dead somewhere. It's like I almost did multiple times. So his why. Go ahead.
I'm about to say, you see the way his oldest daughter was rolled in, and
Anissa was with the shits. She was with the shits, But I also feel like the idea that was because she had a certain level of mental maturity to know I got these powers. I need to use them wisely, but also I need to do the shit that I want to do with them, kind of thing. But yeah, so I would agree with Deso that they fumbled their TV universe, because we all know what all they should have did was, and because we already know they fumbled the movie verse with the Snyder Cut. That was one. Number two, all they needed to do was take what was on in the words of Patrick Star from SpongeBob, why don't we just take it from here and move it over there? All they need to do is just take their TV universe and tie it into the movie universe. You already have the actors, amazing actors, but you could have gave it a darker tone. You could have just did everything darker and better. That wouldn't
have worked. That wouldn't have worked. First and foremost, what you have to remember is that while this universe had a Batman, the Batman that was in the Arrowverse is not the traditional Batman. Like Oliver really said that Batman was a myth. He didn't believe Batman existed. And it's like, yeah, you saw versions of his villains, but they weren't the villains. They weren't the versions of them that we knew and loved. Like, if anything, like one of the reasons why the Flash worked is because the Flash took his villains and made them like legitimate threats. Like, if you knew about Captain Cold in the comics, Captain Cold was a fucking joke.
Yeah.
But my son from Prison Break playing him, he wasn't no fucking joke.
Hell no. Both of them. Let's not forget they had both the main characters from Prison Break playing Captain Cold and Heatwave.
Right.
That was great casting though. That was great casting because they both are really dope actors, really really dope actors, and then they already had the chemistry from the years of playing Prison Break. They already had the chemistry.
So as far as that goes, it's one of those things like, like I said, Oliver's characters, they made them work for TV. The Flash's characters, they made them legitimate threats. So it's like that wouldn't have worked solely for that reason, because like the Batman universe is not established the way it traditionally is in other continuities.
That is true. But even then, they couldn't when they did either when they did Elseworld or when they did the Crisis, because actually they tied them together in the Crisis.
Listen, man, I don't want to really count that because that was all fan service. That's what that was.
It definitely was. But I just feel like they could have taken that, and now now we have Earth Prime. Earth Prime is now blended in with all these. So I'm just saying they could have easily brought in pretty much the new Earth that they were on could have been completely different. They have they have these new heroes now. Batman is actually an established thing. Because now the history of this new Earth is different, not entirely different, but it's different. So they could have had a Bruce. So when they came back after Elseworld, when they had Earth Prime and stuff like that, they even in Flash they saw that the Pied Piper, not R. Kelly, but the regular the regular Pied Piper in the first iteration of that Earth, he was a villain, but now he's a good guy in this new Earth Prime that they have. You know what I mean? They could have easily did something the same, like, all right, this is the new Earth. This is the new Earth. We have a Batman. We have this hero, that hero, this hero, that hero. They already did literally the last show for the Arrowverse is Superman and Lois, and they're on their last season now. And I just feel like they have a Superman, they have a Supergirl. They really could have taken that and blew it up and made it bigger. Well, you know what I mean? By using the Crisis.
And I disagree. And the reason why I'm going to say no to that is because first and foremost, one is that they've always put way too much stock around Batman and Superman to begin with.
True.
So it's like, if anything, them focusing on the Green Arrow, making him more that universe's, I want to say that universe is Batman, but making him that universe is like detective and like strategist, like that to me was cool.
Yeah, I agree.
And if anything, they didn't need to show Superman. If anything, like Kara was having enough development with her own character to the point where that would have been fine because the Kryptonian females are stronger than the males anyway.
That's people forget about that a lot. They forget about that a lot because, like, I think there's something about like her molecules are denser. The females' like molecular structure is denser, and they are able to absorb more sun than the males are, or something like that. Yeah, wow, damn, that is something that people really do. Even I forgot about that. That's true. You're right about that. They didn't really need to focus on those two. Don't get me wrong. I like the way they started. I just wish they would have continued going. So for me, they decided to go another direction, and off rip, I'm not liking the direction that DC's going in.
The animated universe starts off with that new show you were talking about earlier. That's the first show of James Gunn's animated universe.
Yeah. And they
That's why I said they're gonna fuck it up too. And
then for those of you, Jay, did you see the little shots and clips and leak, like little photos and shit from the Superman Legacy set?
No, I have not.
Rough. It's rough.
I know.
It's looking very bleak. Looking quite bleak. But yeah, so that's what they dropped. I feel like, yeah, they definitely did drop the ball a few times, and especially with what they're doing right now, I'm not very certain about DC's future when it comes to movies. We got to see their other movies. We got to see their actual. I got to see Superman Legacy while being finished for me to be able to be like, you know what, I know this is going to be good or this is going to be bad. So let me reserve my opinions until I see what they what they're going to do movie wise. I'm not surprised. I'm not enthusiastic about it at all. But yeah, let's get into the real MVPs of San Diego Comic-Con, which would be Marvel. We'll save that big one for the end. I know. We'll save that for the end just because it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot to come with that. But yeah, let's start off with All right.
I know why.
I don't know why. I don't know why
Give it a
they
slogan.
decided to do that.
Dude, just rip the Band-Aid off. Just rip the Band-Aid off.
No. That's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be a lot. Let's start off with Fantastic Four. From what we've seen of the Fantastic Four, Jason, well, you saw everything from San Diego Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, I saw like what.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are you? Let's start with you. What are your feelings from what we've seen of how they're going to do their Fantastic Four, the new Fantastic Four?
Well, I mean, we all know how the other Fantastic Four was, and the other one. I still appreciate, their attempts, and because they still want to give the fans what they want, and I think that, I mean, I have high hopes from what I saw.
All right, I feel similarly. Triage, what do you think?
As far as the Fantastic Four goes, my only concern is how dark are they going to make it, and who are the villains?
Yeah, we don't. Yeah,
it looks like the villain's going to be Galactus. Yeah, because there's it's Galactus.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So we don't know. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because we already know that the Silver Surfer's in the next one. That the Silver Surfer's a female. I forget the actress who's playing her currently. Forgive me.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
But yeah, nah. So it's like, I mean, like with the Fantastic Four's villains, like name 4 Fantastic Four villains. I'll wait.
I'm gonna go
besides the obvious one.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, we're gonna talk about him later.
Yeah.
Galactus, clearly. I feel like damn.
Oh my God, I can't think.
Yeah, because the biggest villain that we've been seeing out of everything that they've done is Doom. That's the only route that they've been taking. Of course, at the end of Fan Four Stick, not Fan Four Stick, the Rise of the Silver Surfer, we get to see the cloud version of Galactus. Which, hey, did you guys quick little side note? Did you guys know that Galactus? So interestingly enough, people were so pissed about the way they portrayed Galactus at the end of Silver Surfer, the Rise of the Silver Surfer, but that's actually how he looks. But he has the ability to present himself however, like whoever's looking at him, like whatever species that person looking at him is. So let's say if you're a human and you see Galactus, you're going to see him as he's normally depicted as this like, a big ass, giant ass human, but let's say if you're a Skrull, he's going to look like a Skrull, big ass Skrull. If you're a Kree, he's going to look like a big ass Kree. And actually, even then, if for Hulk, when Hulk sees Galactus, he's going to see a Hulk Galactus. So he presents himself however the person is that's looking at him, as their species. But he actually does look like a cloud. It's crazy. I actually had to do some digging and find that out because
he's an intergalactic. Well, I was going to say God, but
pretty much
he devours planets. So
yeah, so that's actually something pretty cool. So I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do with Galactus. How do you feel about that, Triage? Them jumping straight to Galactus?
Well, I'm not against that by no means, but my $1 million question is, how do you quote unquote fight him?
That's true. And that's very true. The only time I've seen someone physically beat Galactus is, I believe Thanos has beat Galactus a few times. Hirokala he didn't beat Galactus, but Hirokala like was able to pretty much scare the shit out of him. For those who don't know, Hirokala is the I'd say the bastard son of Hulk. He's the son that Hulk didn't know about because clearly we have Scar, but he ends up having another son by the same woman after he leaves what's the name of the planet? Sakaar.
Yeah. I know the Ghost Rider has used the penance stare on him.
Yeah. Yep. And then shit, who else was it? There was a third person I was about to say, and I can't remember. Damn, I lost it. Damn, but yeah, there's only been a few ways that people have actually, I believe Hulk has beat him before too, but he had to be like extreme level Hulk, like world breaker Hulk, to actually beat him. Hirokala, because Hirokala's ability is he has pretty much, which is like, how Flash has a speed force, and the invert and the reverse of that is the negative speed force. It's the same thing with him. So Galactus is the power cosmic, just like Captain Marvel. Go ahead, start the boost. Go ahead, just do it. I know you want to do it.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. I'm sorry. I felt the boo coming when I said Captain Marvel. But he has what's called.
You're talking about comic book Captain Marvel. I'm not talking about the fucking bitch ass Brie Larson.
Oh goddamn. Damn. But he has like kind of like the opposite of like the inverse of the power cosmic, and what he did was he pretty much told Galactus like, yo, listen, you're gonna leave this planet alone because I have the one power that can kill you, which is the opposite of your power, and you're gonna leave this galaxy alone because you don't know which planet I've touched and imbued with my power, so you can't eat any of these planets without risking your own life. And Galactus backed off. So I agree with you. I'm interested in seeing on how they're gonna like overcome that obstacle, or even if they even do overcome that obstacle. Because again, they're in an alternate they're in an alternate universe that clearly, so it's a futuristic 60s. It's kind of like the world that they're in. And we know from the bit of the trailer that got leaked that they already know about multiple universes. Because that's what Reed was teaching a class on multiverse, and the idea of that. So I think the Galactus that they're fighting is not the main universe Galactus. So we still got to see what that main universe Galactus looks like.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I agree. I'm interested in that. What do you think, Deso?
Not worried.
Not worried?
No.
Okay, that's new. That's new. Why aren't you worried?
Because Marvel's proven the point that that one thing that DC can't do, not the fix their fuck ups.
What's that?
Fix their fuck ups.
Oh God! And how did they fix said fuck up?
The movie that we're talking about today.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reserve that. I'm gonna put that on reserve because Deadpool Wolverine was a great movie, but we got to see what they do next. They revealed Thunderbolts, they revealed Fantastic Four, they revealed Avengers Doomsday, and they didn't show anything for Secret Wars. So it doesn't look like they made any real changes to Secret Wars besides the logo.
Well, my issue with the Secret Wars is that so far I'm not remotely enthused about that. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers.
Honestly, I'm not. I'd say the same thing. I'm not enthused by it because I haven't seen anything yet that has been like that really is showing any promise for that movie yet.
Well,
So
no. So my thing with that so far is that, well, because Desso's talking about, they said that they're basically fixing their mistakes, but like there's a lot of dialing back that needs to be done if that's the case. Because let's be honest, the Avenger team as it currently stands to me is soft at best.
No, hold on. I think Desso has the correct description. What was that, Desso? What was your description? Ass? Yeah. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far because I like Sam Wilson, and God forgive me, I don't hate Tom Holland Spider-Man anymore. But
well,
they only got like no real action. I don't think they're gonna use her again.
They can't use Brie Larson again.
Well, her issue is her character has no personality. Like her portrayal of Captain Marvel sucks. That's the biggest thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, so that's the issue with that. Monica's stuck in a whole nother universe, and then I actually fucking like Kamala Khan.
Yeah, I absolutely love her character. I feel like out of the Young Avengers that we've seen so far, we've only seen two so far, which is Kamala and Kate.
Yep.
I'm about to say the only thing that they could do to make this shit work and make it work and actually have it be on point is because technically the events of Deadpool somewhat stabilized the Foxverse. So it's so technically, if we're going the full thing, like with the Beyonder picking people from across the if he picks people from across the multiverse, technically he could take characters from the Foxverse.
I think they're going with the Doctor Doom run
of him trying to steal the Beyonder's powers.
Yes.
Yes, that's clear. But my thing is that what's going to lead up to that? Because Doom has to be one of the people who's picked by the Beyonder to be put on the planet, but who else is going? Like who else is a big villain inside the MCU right now?
Oh, you know what? You know what I just remembered? That could be a possible villain? Oh my gosh, he's like the devil.
Mephisto?
Yes.
But even then, technically, we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him yet.
He's a Ghost Rider villain.
Yeah, and he's a Ghost Rider villain. So, I mean, because I feel like if they're gonna do it, they have to do it with villains that have been, shown already within the MCU.
That's not true.
Nope.
That's not true at all. We literally all just agreed that they think that we all think that they're going to go the angle where Doom tries to steal the Beyonder's powers. We haven't even seen Doom yet. Now everyone knows who's playing him, but we ain't seen him yet. So it's like, and there is plenty of other villains within the Marvel universe who we have not seen who are fucking
powerful.
Yeah,
as fuck.
I mean, so when I say that, I'm already including the Foxverse and everything else that they've shown. I mean, I guess they can just be like, well, who the hell is this person? You know what I mean? Or, all right, I mean, it can definitely work. There's definitely a way to just have to make sure that they write it properly if they're going to bring in characters or villains that we haven't seen yet on the screen. That's what I meant to say. I didn't mean to say like in the MCU specifically, but I meant like just we haven't seen certain villains on screen yet.
Yes.
Because like you said, there's a fucking lot of beast ass villains out there that they can go with, but we just haven't seen them yet.
And the other big issue is that they have this very bad habit of not letting the bad guy just be the fucking bad guy. Like,
I hope they're changing that.
Or-
I hope they're changing that.
or they kill the character and don't bring him back. Like once again, I still don't understand why they didn't have Michael B. Jordan just become the Black Panther, but I'll not go along with it.
Yeah, no, I 100%. I feel like the Killmonger should not have died. He should have, he should not have died.
Well, he could have died. He just didn't need to stay dead because
Yeah.
he has been resurrected. Because there was a story recently where he was running around with a fucking symbiote, but that's neither here nor there. So,
Oh shit. Oh, you're gonna have to put me on to that one after. You're gonna have to put me on to that one.
yeah. So like, there's that like because most of the major characters who have been villains have either been killed or they've fucking pacified them. Look at Loki.
Oh. Well, that's the thing with Loki is that he always has that back and forth. He's always had that back and forth. And I feel like with Loki, they went a little bit deeper with his character. More, you know what I mean? Because that's something that we always see in the comic books. Loki's big drive is just to be honestly seen. He's a big attention whore. That's the way I see it. I feel Loki's a big ass attention whore in the comic books. Everything he does is to be seen either by his brother or by the world or get some kind of power that he feel like was taken away from him because he's doing is going through a big ass identity crisis. You know, the father that he thought was his father is not his father. Going to find out his actual father pretty much gave him up and was embarrassed by him. You know, the brother that he thought was his brother isn't his brother. So he's like, well, who's actually my fucking family? I don't really have a family anymore. I'm just out here on my own and shit. So, you know, somebody please see me, senpai. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I've always viewed Loki's character. I love Loki's character because I've always loved the mythos of, you know, the god of mischief and shit. And Loki's done some shit. He's became the Sorcerer Supreme. And even then, that was out of a bet because Strange lost the bet. If I remember correctly, and you know, Triage, am I right on that? He became Sorcerer Supreme because he was talking shit with to Doctor Strange, and Strange was like, "Oh, you think it's that easy? Oh, okay, go ahead. You be Sorcerer Supreme. Go ahead. I'll step down. You take it. You tell me how, and let's see how long it takes for your ass to go to fuck crazy." And he damn near fucking destroyed the world because he was fucking up. Thought shit was easy. Thought shit was sweet. So yeah, Loki's a big attention whore. So I feel like they went a little bit deeper with his character and gave his character that redemption arc. But remember, there's other Lokis out there. We see them.
That doesn't make me feel better. So like but no. So like, but like that said, the point I'm trying to make is that so far, if we were to take the MCU as it stands currently, we already know who's going to probably be the guys we get picked from the current MCU, and we know who we would like to see from the Foxverse. Who are you picking for villains?
MCU and Foxverse. I want to see Killmonger come back because I just feel like he's too big of a character, and just even within the comic books. If they want to run even more comic book accurate version of Killmonger, I feel like that would be fucking perfect. I feel that'd be great. Bring him from another universe where he's actually even more savage than, you know, than what we've seen. Still bring back Michael B. Jordan to play him. That'll be dope. So that's my pick for one. Let's see, a villain from the Foxverse.
It's Magneto.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and this is one of the arguments we got to talk about. I don't think Magneto's not going to work because Magneto, one, is not a villain, and then two, he's not going to care because this shit ain't got nothing to do with mutants.
That's a good point.
If anything,
the second point's good.
If anything, he's going to want to get back to Earth. Like, what would he care? Unless he can bring other mutants there.
I definitely see that because there are some pretty badass mutant villains as well. The X-Men has like dope ass villain roster. So we can definitely see a few of them.
I'd rather see like Omega Red.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather see Blackheart come back.
Oh yeah,
That would be cool.
That's a good one. Yeah, definitely Blackheart. So we're just saying clearly Doom's gonna be there. We got, well, like I said, I would love to see them. Like you said, Blackheart, and then who the fuck did I just say? Damn, who did I? Oh, Killmonger. That's 3. You think they'll pull Ultron?
Nah, I could care less for Ultron. I'd rather see Jared Nomak come back.
Oh,
The fucking Reaper from Blade 2.
yes.
That would be cool too.
I don't know why I was thinking about Frost, but I don't know. No, I wouldn't. No,
Frost had big ideas, but Frost wasn't as bad to me as Nomak was.
Yeah, Nomak was way. Nomak was such a fucking badass, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. That's definitely going to be a big thing. Where trying to figure out who these villains are that they're going to pull. And again, it seems like they're digging in the crates now. They're finally going back, digging in the crates, bringing back or introducing characters that we want to see on the screen. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with Secret Wars. But again, I agree with you, Triage. It's like we haven't seen much to really get amped up for it. You know what I mean? We saw the travesty that Secret Invasions was.
Whoa.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good to me.
Why are you bringing that up? Why in the fuck are you? Whoa.
Because it bothers me because Secret Wars because Secret Invasions was such a big storyline, and I feel like when the way they did it, it fell short of its source material.
It didn't fall short. It pissed into the wind and soaked small children. That's what fucking happened.
Oh my god!
It fell short.
I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be nice.
That's another thing. Let's not forget about that fucking Emilia Clarke. The fucking Ultimate Scroll now has the power of all these fucking MCU characters, which has never been brought back up again. Where the fuck is Daisy Johnson? Where's Quake?
Where's Quake? Where the fuck is Quake? You know why? Because even with all this funky multiverse shit that they're doing, they still haven't fucking canonized Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They still haven't canonized Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That shit royally pisses me off. Because it's wild, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was looking as if it was a part of the canon. There were so many things that were connected to this, connected to that, connected to this, and they're like, oh, well, no, that's not a part of canon. Then what fucking universe are they in? Right? What fucking universe are they in? It was the same Coulson, right? Same Coulson coming back from the same fucking issues that they were talking about from the first Avengers movie.
Listen,
talking about the New York incident. They even tied it in with the fucking not Endgame, fucking Infinity Wars.
It was canon until it wasn't. That's just like the Defenders. That's just like the Defenders weren't affected by the snap.
Yep. And I feel like it was like not the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but the season before last with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., as they were about to go off and do a mission, you see on the TV, they're talking about aliens popping up in New York City, which is the start of Infinity Wars. And then it just never gets talked about again in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And again, I agree with you. It was canon until it wasn't. And then the whole fucking Defender shit, they were canon, and then they weren't canon, and now they're canon again. Like, what type of shit is that, man? What type of shit is that? So yeah, when it comes to the topic of Secret Wars, I am not hyped for it because we've seen them either fall short or piss in the wind when it comes to these big events that happen in the comic books. The biggest one of all, Civil War. That shit pissed me off. Like it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a bad movie by far. Not at all. But it was not Civil War. It wasn't Civil War. That was not a fucking Civil War. What you got? Well, a 6v6 fight on a fucking airport tarmac? Whatever the fuck the word is.
Wait, what are you saying?
I'm talking about Civil War.
What about
it? The movie Civil War, it wasn't Civil War. It wasn't a Civil War. You're telling me a 6v6 at a fucking airport is a Civil War?
Well, no, because that not so much in that aspect, because he caused the greatest heroes on the planet to turn on each other. And it's like if Thanos had never invaded, them niggas would have never got back together.
That's very true. But that's what bothers me is like you're naming it after and giving it the same idea, the same concept as the comic books. When the comic book Civil War spanned multiple issues throughout multiple heroes and shit like that. I feel like again, it wasn't a bad movie by any means. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. But it wasn't Civil War. It was a civil disagreement.
Oh my god. Now I'm hearing semantics. Let's move on.
I don't know. So it just bothers me when it comes. Marvel worries me when they start to bring in big problems, big issues that from the comic books into the screen. Because I haven't seen one big thing yet that were able to fully flesh out from source material, whether it be Civil War, whether it be Secret Invasion. Those storylines, they did not flush the storylines out on screen like they were in the comic books.
Shit.
And in that situation, we can't even blame, certain things don't translate well to screen. There was a lot that they could have did to make that better, but they just didn't or couldn't. So they should never did it. If you can't bring it full flesh, if you can't flesh it out fully, just don't do it. So that's my worry for Secret Wars. So, all right. So we touched on Secret Wars. We touched on, Fantastic Four. Before we touch on the rest of this, let's take a quick break, hear from some awesome podcasters, and let's take a look at clothing brand that Heartline Comics has dropped. We'll be right back after these messages.
Going on, everybody, Lloyd Jones with Midnight Comics here, and we'd like to introduce you guys to our show, The Indie Breakdown, a show where we break down your favorite indie comic book characters' power, stats, and abilities, and get them ready for an eventual indie versus matchup. All Indie Breakdown episodes go live first on Spotify and on Patreon, with them eventually showing up on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out The Indie Breakdown and learn more from your favorite indie comic book creators, now's the time to do so. We hope you guys decide to tune in, and remember, until next time, midnight is coming.
Hi, I go by Lady Mandalore, the creator of Roomful of Blurs. Do you have a whiteboard in your room? Do people get a glazed over look in their eye when you start to explain things to them? Well, come join me every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we can talk comics and get to know some new creators of color, only on YouTube and Twitch.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Calvin, from the Icarus Podcast, and I just want to say that we got new episodes coming next Saturday and every Saturday after that. So all I would have to say from here is keep enjoying the show. You can check us out. www.icarusmetrocomics.com. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and more. See y'all next time.
Join the Pulse. We're excited to announce the launch of Heartline Comics' newest line, the Barcode Collection. Our fresh drop just hit the internet and is turning heads. Imagine this. You're rocking our merch, and friends can scan the barcodes to instantly connect with the Heartline Comics website. It's a game changer. Stay ahead of the curve and never miss a beat. Subscribe to our website for exclusive alerts on the latest merch drops and the newest comics hitting the shelves. Be part of the Heartline community and show off your style with pride. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
All right, and we're back again. That was our amazing friends, Midnight Comics, Room Full of Blurs, and Icarus podcast. They're doing some amazing things within the Blurred Nation. I'm gonna call it the Blurred Nation. And then also Heartline Comics, their artwork and their work is absolutely amazing. Their merch looks fucking gorgeous. So if you're interested, by all means, click the link in our bio. For our link tree, we have their shop up there as well as our shop up there for our merch, our Fuck Prep Time merch, our Underjockers Army. We have everything up there. Level 7 t-shirts. By all means, head over there, click the link, get yours. Check out if you're a game streamer, if you need an extra little boost, you're getting tired for those streamathons. Check out W energy drink. It's absolutely amazing. It gives you I honestly I spent like $200 just to stack up on this stuff. It's all body, no crash, no jitters. If you want that, also in our bio, click the link w.gg.com. Use hashtag TSB2023 to get your 10% off today. All right, so let's touch on these last two things. Maybe two things. Thunderbolts, and then we'll get into the Doom situation there. Thunderbolts. What are let's go with Jason. Let's go with you first, Jay. Thunderbolts. How are you feeling, and what are you thinking?
I've been a fan, and I'm excited for it. It looks, it all depends. I feel like we don't know what's coming next.
That's true, and I feel like we don't know the impact that the Thunderbolts are going to have on the MCU overall in a whole. From my knowledge, it's probably not too much. Oh, I forgot to also, speaking of Thunderbolts, Thunderbolt Ross as Red Hulk, the Red Hulk, gonna be in Brave New World. How are you guys feeling about Brave New World?
Yes.
I'm not a Hulk fan. I've never really been a Hulk fan, and it's like I don't really know much about Ross as the Red Hulk, but anything's better than Mark Ruffalo's Hulk currently. That waffle eating pussy.
Tacos. Oh no, he was eating waffles in the restaurant.
No. I'm just saying.
You're right. No. I definitely true. Professor Hulk is not it. And if he was to go against Red Hulk, he's getting absolutely smashed. He he has no chance.
I think, obviously, Marvel, they're pretty high up in their phases. I think that, well, this is just a guess, obviously, but we also have the Elementals.
Eternals?
Yes, that's what I meant. I apologize. The Eternals. And that's another group. We don't know how they're going to fit in with the Eternals or how they're going to... I don't know.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. But from my understanding is that Eternals is dead. Eternals are dead. I'm pretty sure.
You already said they're not getting for Eternals too. You already said it.
Yeah.
Listen, on paper, they were the better team. But
very true. Very true.
I just think like them niggas had no personality. I didn't get the point of them coming to Earth to sit there and twiddle their thumbs. Like I thought that shit was just poor writing.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I felt like they did not really like explore the characters the way they really should have. They just kind of like dropped all these characters in our lap, and the story itself was interesting.
Yes, I feel like if you're not a fan, it's kind of harder to understand it.
I agree. They introduced it to a bunch of characters that really didn't. I feel like they don't talk about enough, and the issues of like of the within the source material within the comic books. And even then, the issues that involve the Eternals, again, they a lot of times they play kind of like the background characters, along the lines of the Watchers and shit like that. They're not.
I wouldn't say that. I just, like I said, I think it goes back to them having no personality. Look at the Guardians of the Galaxy. They don't give a fuck about Star-Lord.
That's true. Even though in the comic books he becomes a fucking beast, damn near a fucking like damn near a god level entity.
He's much more powerful in the
comic books. Yeah, he really is. At least later in the comic books.
Yeah, I mean, they really touch on like that he's half a celestial. Like
yes. What so but I agree. Like the Eternals, they just didn't have much character building, they didn't have much personality at all. But this is the thing that does get me intrigued about the Thunderbolts, because all these characters we've seen before, and we know that they are some fucking characters. Fucking from the Red Guardian, he's fucking hilarious. Shout out to David Harbour, because the last time he played somebody in Red, it didn't go well. For those of you who don't know, I'm talking about the last Hellboy movie that came out. He was great as Hellboy. I felt like his Hellboy was great, but the story was absolute basura. It's straight shit. The story was straight shit. Should have just fucking let Guillermo del Toro handle this one like he handled the first two movies. I'm currently actually rewatching through them with the wifey, introducing her to the movies, and I'm rewatching the first two movies. It's like these shits are great. These shits are great.
They are. The originals are good.
Yeah, and now which makes me kind of worried about the new Hellboy that's coming out, The Crooked Man. So it's supposed to be more horror based, and from the trailer, I think they have the horror thing on lock. I think they got the horror thing on lock. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with the Thunderbolts, because these are all characters that just have shit ton of personality. We got U.S. Agent, who we've already seen his personality. We got Red Guardian. We got Yelena, who she was like dry humor, dry comical. Then we also have Ghost has been from Ant-Man. What was it, 2? Yeah, she's from Ant-Man and Wasp. Like she, we really don't see her talk too much, and I'm pretty sure Taskmaster as well. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with it. I'm not really too invested in it, but I'm interested. But yeah, so Brave New World in itself. What do you guys think about Brave New World? While we wait for Triage to pop back in.
I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be interesting how Harrison Ford is going to be playing the president, and I've always been a fan of Harrison Ford in general.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to be interesting to see him in the MCU. I am a fan of Mackie.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
His portrayal of who Captain America he thinks should be.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I think that's like really the whole point.
Yeah, we're gonna see a different take because so here's the thing. Captain America was supposed to be like the perfect patriot, right? But now that with Mackie, the way he's taking it now, well, let's put it this way: Cap was supposed to be the perfect soldier.
Yeah,
Steve Rogers was supposed to be the perfect soldier, the perfect patriot, and now what Mackey's doing, the way they're taking the turn for Mackey's character is now making people question what is a true patriot. You know what I mean? Is he someone that's for the government or is he someone that's for the people? And I feel like that's Mackey's turn for his Captain America. His Captain America, while Steve Rogers was supposed to be for the government and for the country, Mackey's is for the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He made that stand at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier that like, that whole speech that he had, and me, I definitely, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little choked up with that, with what he was saying, because like there's a lot of real world context that you can connect everything that he said to. And so I feel like it'll be nice to it's a refresher. We get to see Captain America, the people's Captain America. You know what I mean? So yeah, before after you dropped out, I had asked the question what everyone really thinks, fully thinks about Brave New World, and Anthony Mackie's portrayal of Captain America, and I was just saying how, while Steve was supposed to be the perfect soldier, I feel like Sam is putting on his portrayal of the perfect patriot, and bringing the question, what does it truly mean to be a patriot? Because a lot of people think being a patriot means that you're for the government, for the country, but he's like, no, a true patriot is for the people, because there would be no country without the people of the country.
That's true.
But patriotism, that's a real funny thing, man, because somebody will say patriot, another person will say terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Miss Morgenthau and the Flag Smashers.
Yep. No, you're absolutely fucking right, and that's why I like the fact that I feel like, his Captain America, he, as we saw in the trailer, he's not really fucking with the government. You know what I mean? He's not really fucking with the government. He's doing his own thing, and that's why Ross is like, yo, let's work together. Let's do this together. And he's like, hold on. No. You want me as Captain America to be a part of you and work with you. So what's going to happen if we're in the middle of a situation and we disagree on how to handle that situation? Am I a traitor? Is it treason if I say, hey, your idea is bullshit, I'm not doing that, I'm doing, I'm gonna do it my way? Or are you gonna listen to me, the one that's in the situation? Like, how is this gonna work? And I personally, and I enjoy that. I'm gonna enjoy that, that duality within the story, the back and forth, and of course Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross. It's going to be great. I think he's going to do amazing. I think and we see that they're actually bringing in the leader. We see that from San Diego Comic-Con when they brought the cast on. The guy who's supposed to be playing the leader, he was on. So they're definitely bringing the leader in. And then when it comes to Red Hulk, his power isn't gamma. It's like atomic, right? It's it's fire, it's heat. So the angrier he gets, the hotter he gets. While with Hulk, the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. So I think it might be Thunderbolt Ross. I think it might be Red Hulk that ends up pulling regular Hulk, not this Professor Hulk bullshit that we're getting right now, that's gonna pull that Hulk back out of him. Banner's not gonna be able to. He's not gonna be able to handle Thunderbolt Ross. Fuck no.
Well, let's not. We're also forgetting the snake in the jar.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely fucking right. Yep, they finally announced that they're fully introducing the Serpent Society, and we're going to be seeing the King of the Serpents, Sidewinder, played by the amazingly fucking talented Giancarlo Esposito. Oh my god, I fucking love him as an actor. Actually, me and Deso just replayed through Far Cry 6. It's so disappointing. Where
ending kills
the
it.
The ending kills it every fucking time.
It makes it flat. It makes it rips out your heart.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
I've never played it.
So Giancarlo Esposito plays the bad guy, like the main big bad of Far Cry 6. So we're not gonna give away the game if you're interested at all. But like even his portrayal as a video game character, like fucking amazing. Like actually, like full mocap. It's Giancarlo Esposito, full facial mocap and everything.
No, it's cool. It is cool.
But if you're interested in a really fun game that you can actually play for a while, yeah, definitely Far Cry 6 is a really fun game. It's actually quite fun.
Far Cry games are good in general.
Yeah, it's just the
later ones.
The last three games, the endings were very disappointing in a way. But yeah, I suggest giving those a run through, giving those a play. They're fun. They're really fun. But Giancarlo Esposito is playing Sidewinder. Triage, what are your thoughts? And what is your knowledge of Sidewinder?
As far as the Serpent Society goes, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really big on them, but we have seen other members of the Serpent Society already.
Yeah, so we see Diamondback, and we see Diamondback and Cottonmouth within Luke Cage.
And Bushmaster.
Oh, and Bushmaster.
So yeah, they're all members of the Serpent Society. So we've already seen all the members of this group technically. Well, not all of them. We've seen a majority of them. But I'm curious to what the end game is.
Agreed.
Because Hydra is never really gone.
Mm-hmm.
But even though it's not really still around. So it's like someone would have had to fill that power gap. Like I thought it was going to be AIM and everything. Killian Jones. I can't remember what Guy Pearce's character's name was. The one who was the air quote Mandarin, but someone would have had to fill that power vacuum. So maybe it was these guys.
That is a strong possibility. Now I'm interested to see where and how Cottonmouth, he's supposedly Blade now. I want to see Diamondback because he's not dead. He's in prison. And same thing with Bushmaster, right?
Who's not dead there in prison?
Diamondback. He didn't kill Diamondback.
Correct. He did not kill Diamondback.
Yeah, but Cottonmouth's dead, but we may see a different variant of Cottonmouth. And then Bushmaster's not dead either.
He is not. He went home, ever serves me correctly.
Yeah, Bushmaster, oh, that was fucking lovely. That was absolutely fucking lovely. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm quite interested. I'm more interested in Brave New World than I am Thunderbolts. But I'm interested to see the way they're gonna have the character dynamic. Because like you were saying, Triage, the Eternals had no personality. But the Thunderbolts is a team of members that all have egos and fucking, and a shit ton of personality. US Agent, Red Guardian, Yelena, and Taskmaster, as well as Ghost. I think I'm missing someone too.
Remember, says me correctly, I believe the Winter Soldier's on that team also.
Yes, and Bucky. Yep. So, and with Bucky, pretty much has, he's been all these years he's been running around with heroes. I want to see how he does with people who aren't necessarily heroes and not necessarily villains. I want to see his dynamic within that as well. So I'm interested. I'm quite interested and a little hyped up for it. So let's get to the elephant in the room. Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. What are we thinking?
I could care less. I don't understand why they'd even do that. I really don't. I would have preferred Jonathan Majors to play Kang.
Yes, that seems to be a big consensus. Even then, from everything I've seen, because I posted the question on Instagram, and it's pretty split. It's pretty split. There's a lot of people that are against it. Then there's also a lot of people. It's a three-way split. There's a lot of people that are against it. There's a lot of people that are 100% for it. But then there's also a lot of people that are just like, we'll see where it goes.
The PR move.
It might be a PR
No,
move.
there is no maybe. That shit was a cash grab. They're betting on him to quote unquote course correct everything that's going on in the MCU. So what the issue has been is because all the villains that have been cool, they've either killed off or they've done what? They've turned them into good guys. So it's like, my whole thing is, like I said, there is no real big bad guy in the MCU right now. We all thought it was going to be Jonathan Majors being Kang, and then we were going to see him get to square off against them. But
yeah,
so it's like my thing with Robert Downey Jr. is, first and foremost, one is that if they want to make him the bad guy, like he's got to wreak that shit. Because like with all the people he's going to be standing up against, like he's got to be like the definition of bad. I'm not going to say that he. What?
Have you seen Oppenheimer?
I wasn't impressed by him in Oppenheimer.
Okay.
I think Killian Murphy. I think his performance on Oppenheimer should have made him Doom.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, because he played Scarecrow.
Yes, he's also fucking Thomas Shelby in Peaky Blinders. I said Jones.
Oh,
Lord forgive me. Lord forgive me. Murphy. Mr. Murphy, please forgive me.
Yeah. No, yeah, I personally would have enjoyed that. So my take on it is I think they're gonna go the route from the source material of either one, Iron Man becomes Doom, or the other one where Doom becomes Iron Man after Tony's death. And he saw that, he saw the good that, Tony's character, Tony Stark did for the world, and he felt bad that he was dead, and he ended up becoming Iron Man. So that's the only two ways I can see them playing it. And either way, I'm personally not happy with it. Don't be wrong. I personally feel like Robert Downey Jr. is going to be great as an acting. I feel like he's an amazing actor. He's an amazing actor, hands down. And I feel like he's going to full-fledged bring that character as Doom. He's going to bring to life Doom the Goon. I'm just not happy with it being Robert Downey Jr. I'm accepting it because I know the acting chops that he has.
Which are what exactly? I'm curious.
Bro, from honestly, from a lot of everything that he's done, he's been an amazing actor in damn near every movie he's been in. Only one that I've seen that really wasn't great was Dr. Doolittle.
But you say his acting chops, like, so what are his credentials that you feel would make him portray that character and bring it to life?
Well, we definitely seen him play a dude that's pretending to play a dude who's
Nigga,
playing another
I'm
dude.
mad that you just brought that up. I'm not laughing at blackface right now. I'm being very serious. Like, what really makes him have that level of quote unquote portrayal to play that character?
He has a new show on HBO Max called The Sympathizer, and he plays like 7 different characters. all differently, and it's
it's a show. I thought it was a movie.
Oh no, I think it's a series. I could be wrong.
Well, yeah. Either way, I definitely see where you're going with this. So, one, he's had a long stint within as an actor. Whether he's also done Broadway, and just because someone hasn't necessarily played a villain before doesn't mean that they can't play a villain. For me, when I say acting chops, I'm looking at his ability to embody a character. You know what I mean? Because clearly we've seen him as Tony Stark. It's fucking great, right? But at the same time, now I'm not talking about the character itself. I'm talking about the way he played the character, the way he portrayed the character, the way he embodied the character. Robert Downey Jr. is also a method actor as well. So when he is preparing for a role, he dives into the role. He becomes that character. From Sherlock Holmes, and so there's a lot of actors out there that you look at them, you're like, you think of one character, and so like fucking The Rock, you see The Rock, you're like, oh, doesn't matter what movie he's in, no matter what movie he's in, that's The Rock. The first thing you see is Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Fucking actors, there's a shit ton of other actors that are the same. They just have a character that they played so well one time that's all people think about now. But if you look at Robert Downey Jr., you don't just see Tony Stark. At least I don't. You know what I mean? I even then, that goes back to, I don't necessarily know how many like Robert Downey Jr. movies that you've watched, or like what your like knowledge of his how his acting career has been. But for me, I've watched so many different movies, like even Sherlock Holmes. When I see Robert Downey Jr., I don't just see one character. I see all the other characters that he's played because he has embodied that character. And so for me, I'm confident that Robert Downey Jr. is going to truly embody this character fully from the source material as well. You know what I mean? And I feel like this goes into actors in a way having like split personalities in a way that they're able to be one character one day and then go into another set and be that character and be another character that day. You know what I mean? Like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. When you see Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie, you're not like, oh, that's a that's a character, that's that character. No, you see Leonardo DiCaprio. Fucking Brad Pitt, any movie that Brad Pitt's in, you're like, oh, that's Brad Pitt. But with Robert Downey Jr., when I've watched his movies, I'm not seeing Robert Downey Jr. I'm like, oh, I see the character that he's playing. Even the movie that he was in with Jamie Foxx, where he's like, where Jamie Foxx was like was it Jamie Foxx that was a homeless dude that like Divine Lannister or some shit like that? Like, he like embodies the characters that he plays. So I'm confident that he's also going to embody this character as well. Do I like the fact that I feel like they went the cheap and safe route? I do not like the fact, because I feel like
I don't like the fact either. That's how I feel like it kind of is.
Yeah, it's a safe route, and they know that everybody wanted Robert Downey Jr. to come back. At least like majority of people wanted him to come back to play Tony Stark again. So they know that bringing Robert Downey Jr. back is going to put butts in seats. All right. So I agree 100%. I feel like it's a 100% cash grab.
In the comics, though, does not Doom take the mantle up of Iron Man?
Yeah, and I feel like that's the storyline that they're gonna have to run with for it to even make any resemblance of any kind of sense at all.
Okay. See, that's what I thought.
But again, it's still a cash grab because they know people want Robert Downey Jr. back.
Yeah.
And it's gonna and Triage is right. It's a cash grab. So I am accepting Robert Downey Jr. as Doom because I know he's going. I personally feel like he's going to do really well as Doom, but I do not like the fact that he's Doom because it's a cash grab. And my biggest problem, this is what I expressed in the comments underneath the post I made on Instagram. If you're not following us on Instagram, check us out so you can stay up to date with what we're doing every week. And promos that we got going on and shit like that. But the big thing that I said is that like this is definitely a cash grab. They went the safest route. They knew they have an actor that they know is gonna be able to pull this character off properly, and he's also an actor that is going to put butts in seats. You know,
yeah.
And I feel like they also understand that Doom's too big of a character to bring out any Joe Schmo off the street. You know what I mean? They're like, we need to go with an actor that we know is fucking solid to bring this character to life. So he was the easiest person that they could have went to. Easiest person to went to.
I don't know about that. And because like let me bring this up real quick then. Before he was Iron Man, what did you know him for playing?
Sherlock Holmes.
But Sherlock Holmes wasn't. Sherlock Holmes was after Iron Man.
Was it after Iron Man?
It was.
Well, even then, like I don't from me seeing him as Tony Stark, it didn't start for me from the first Iron Man. I just saw him playing. Oh, okay, he's playing Iron Man. What really solidified? Oh shit, that's Iron Man. You know, that's Tony Stark. Was I'd say around like after the first Avengers movie. You know, so for me, it was clearly the character from Tropic Thunder, fucking the movie The Judge, and all these other things. Again, granted, you're right. I see where you're going. He really wasn't. He was still a pretty decent actor. He had like a lot of the older movies that really were before I even really got into watching movies. So I can't really speak on that. But yeah, he didn't really pick up until Terrence Howard lobbied for him to be Tony Stark, to be Iron Man. So I definitely agree with that, but I feel like that also gave him the chance to do all these other roles, like the role that he played in The Judge, Sherlock Holmes, excuse me, 1 and 2, fucking the comedic role of Tropic Thunder. He has a lot of range. He definitely does have a lot of range, and especially in The Sympathizer. From the clips that I've seen from The Sympathizer, like I said, he's playing like 6-7 different characters in this show, and each character has their own personality.
Yes.
So, and that's showing a lot of range, and that's what his range is. What makes me confident that he will be able to bring Doom to life. Again, not for the record, I'll say it again, not happy at all that he is playing Doom. I am accepting the fact that he's playing Doom. So loud and clear, I'm accepting the fact that he's playing Doom.
We ain't got a choice but to accept it.
I mean, at this point, yeah, but I'm not gonna go hard like, what? Oh, what the fuck? You need, find somebody else. I was like, all right, he's gonna do good. He's gonna do good. Listen, but I feel like they could have picked somebody else.
I've been wrong before. I might be wrong. But it's like, so far, I need a lot more than just like, the fact that everybody wanted him back for him to be, for me to embrace the fact that he's the next big bad guy.
I can definitely understand that. And I fucks with that big time. Like I said, in order for me to be like, oh shit, yay, I need to see more. And
then another thing is too, like, let's not forget that nigga's the arch enemy of the Fantastic Four. Like, if he don't feed well off of Pedro Pascal's Mr. Fantastic.
Now, yeah, that is going to be interesting, but I have a strong feeling that he's not their Doom. He's not their Victor.
It's funny. Oh, all right. We got to make a Fantastic Four movie with Tony Stark in it, so people will go and see it now because it's the third one.
Fourth. It's the fourth one.
Jesus.
Yeah, just the fourth Fantastic Four, because he had, they had the Foxverse, which was 1 and 2, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Then you had that god awful fan four stick. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan for playing a great Johnny Storm, though. And then now it's going to be this one. So this is the fourth.
Crazy.
Yep. This is their fourth. This is Marvel's fourth Fantastic Four movie. So they have to do this right, or they're just going to absolutely. We're not ever going to see Fantastic Four on the big screen again. They have to do this right. Well, that's the thing. It has to be done right, because the Fantastic Four play they're Marvel's first family of heroes. They have to knock this one out of the park.
Yeah.
Yep. They have no choice, because these characters are supposed to be playing such a large role within the larger Marvel universe.
Yeah,
they have to. So I'm interested. So let's take another quick break, and we're gonna come back with the actual full spoiler cast. We went a little bit over with this one for the first part, but we're gonna come back and we're gonna get down to it. We're gonna start from the beginning and go all the way through to the end of Deadpool and Wolverine once we get back. So we'll see you back after these messages.
Going on, everybody, Lloyd Jones with Midnight Comics here, and we'd like to introduce you guys to our show, The Indie Breakdown, a show where we break down your favorite indie comic book characters' power, stats, and abilities, and get them ready for an eventual indie versus matchup. All Indie Breakdown episodes go live first on Spotify and on Patreon, with them eventually showing up on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out The Indie Breakdown and learn more from your favorite indie comic book creators, now's the time to do so. We hope you guys decide to tune in, and remember, until next time, midnight is coming.
Hi, I go by Lady Mandalore, the creator of Roomful of Blurs. Do you have a whiteboard in your room? Do people get a glazed over look in their eye when you start to explain things to them? Well, come join me every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we can talk comics and get to know some new creators of color, only on YouTube and Twitch.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Calvin, from the Icarus Podcast, and I just want to say that we got new episodes coming next Saturday and every Saturday after that. So all I would have to say from here is keep enjoying the show. You can check us out, www.icarusmetrocomics.com. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and more. See y'all next time.
Join the Pulse. We're excited to announce the launch of Heartline Comics' newest line, the Barcode Collection. Our fresh drop just hit the internet and is turning heads. Imagine this. You're rocking our merch, and friends can scan the barcodes to instantly connect with the Heartline Comics website. It's a game changer. Stay ahead of the curve and never miss a beat. Subscribe to our website for exclusive alerts on the latest merch drops and the newest comics hitting the shelves. Be part of the Heartline community and show off your style with pride. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
And we're back. So, right quick before we get in there, Deso, I didn't ask you your thoughts, Robert Downey Jr. Doom.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're an eh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I. Yeah. So as you can see, we all agree that we're. For most of us, it's bittersweet. Yay, we get to see Doom. It's same old actor that we've been seeing for the last more than 10 years. And so I'm like, at least it's somebody that I personally feel is going to be able to like pull the role off. But again, we have to wait and see. We got to wait and see, because again, I've been wrong before. Like Triage said, I've been wrong before. So Triage might absolutely bomb. Might be like a absolutely horrible rendition of Doom and just completely fuck up the character. Which, again, that's also a possibility too, because I've seen movies where I'm like, oh, this actor's gonna do great as his character, and it's just doo-doo. But yeah, let's get into it. Fucking Deadpool and Wolverine. All right. So before I'll ask at the end what our overall like score, rating, and thoughts are overall. Let's start from the beginning. With the movie opens up with narration by Ryan Reynolds, of course. Deadpool breaking the fourth wall and shit like that. We see him. He opens up to him digging around Old Man Logan's grave, and you get this whole narrative that damn, all I want to do was be something and be great and shit. We get this whole fight / dance montage and shit like that. All right, so for the opening of the film, what are you guys' thoughts on the opening of the film? Dessa.
That shit was hilarious.
Can't hear you too well.
That set the tone of the movie. That set the tone. That opening set the tone of the whole movie.
I definitely feel that. I feel like it just kind of like you knew that it was going to be a wild ass ride of just like inappropriate, raunchy, like just this out of pocket shit. Jay, what do you think?
My gosh, when I started seeing him digging up that grave, the best part is that obviously, Logan's skeleton is adamantium, and Deadpool uses that to his advantage, going so far in the end to put Wolverine's claws on his wrists.
Yeah, that I love that. I love that part. I thought that part was pretty funny. And then just the whole thing of him using Logan's body in general to here's my thing. Here's my question. How the fuck did he break his ribs off? He broke his rib off, the actual rib cage. The last time I checked, my knowledge of anatomy isn't expert, but I'm pretty sure I know that your ribs are connected to your spine, and if his body's coated in adamantium, that linking point between the ribs and the spine is going to be coated with adamantium as well. So I'm just interested in how he was able to just break that shit off.
It's Wade fucking Wilson.
Yeah,
I accept that. Yep. That is a solid explanation for that shit. Absolutely. It's Wade fucking Wilson. He does what the fuck he wants when he wants, how he wants. I get that. Trez, what did you think about how the movie opened up? Triage?
My fault. Go ahead.
I said, how did you? What are your thoughts on how the movie opened?
Oh, goddamn button. You connected that on.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be humorous. I thought the Backstreet Boy routine was priceless.
yes.
Yeah, agreed. Fucking agreed.
And like the fact that he did the whole dance while fighting TSA.
Oh, TVA. It definitely it wasn't airport security running this nigga down. But the way he beat their ass was like it was airport security. It was like some fucking lame ass airport security that fucking was trying to take him down. They had no chance whatsoever. So from my understanding is a lot of the shit that he put into the movie was because of Blake, because of his wife. His wife is like also a millennial, so like NSYNC and shit like that. So all that was like super big to her, and so he decided to put on top of later on putting her in the film, but also like adding a lot of like millennial like nostalgia and shit like that. They he put in a lot of shit for her. All the millennial nostalgia was a lot of the shit that she was interested in. So I thought that was pretty cool. But no, I definitely agree. The fucking whole dance scene and shit like that. The entire the entire dance routine. It wasn't just little bits and pieces. He was just doing a little, dance moves here and there. No, he did the entirety of the entire dance routine. But yeah, how do you feel about what Dessel said about it setting the tone for the movie?
I mean, it did. I enjoyed the particularly creative use of Wolverine skeleton.
Yeah, that was I didn't see the claws coming. I thought he was going to use the claws as a throwing knife, but no, him fucking breaking, just taking his fucking his femur, my bad, not femur, fucking taking his forearms off and like strapping them to him. I was like, oh, I didn't see that shit coming.
I think he used every single bone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He used all his ribs as throwing knives. He used his legs, and then he just complete spine and skull. So I'm pretty sure that he used like his entirety of his body, which is pretty fucking cool. So we get to see not one but two Deadpool Wolverine team ups in that movie. It was two. He Wolverine helped him out in that first opening scene. That was a team up to me. And then like him just sitting there chilling next to the fucking log with his skull just chatting it up. That what the fucking Ryan Reynolds is a sick fuck. I swear sometimes. I swear. But nah, yeah, I highly enjoyed it. So the next part, they broke it down after that, whole ass scene there. They broke it down and had him showed a little montage of what he's been doing since 2, and him trying to join the Avengers and talking to Happy Hogan and shit like that. I personally I like that because I feel like all right, that was their attempt of like making Deadpool a more like serious character. Giving him a little backstory because in the comic books, he's a very fucking sad character. All that humor and all that and stuff, all that shit is to in the comic book is to mask a lot of the pain and mental and emotional shit that that he's going through. One, he can't die. He can't fucking die. So that unless every fucking molecule atom of his being is absolutely vaporized, he will always come back to life.
Well, another big thing is that the fact that let's not forget he's still a terminal cancer patient.
Mm-hmm. You're
so
right.
Even though his body's constantly regenerating, it's still dying.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. And that doesn't, and you're right. And the healing factor doesn't stop them from feeling pain.
No, he always feels pain.
Yeah. And even if you go back to it, to Days of Future Past with Logan, when he wakes up in the hotel room next to that mob boss's wife or whatever, they shoot him and he feels it. He still feels the pain of getting shot. He just can't die. It either ricochets or gets stuck against his adamantium bones, or his body spits the bullets back out, but he still feels that shit. So that's actually a good point, Triage. Like even like he's constantly going through the pain of a cancer patient every single day of his life, and he has to deal with that forever. I didn't even think of the ramifications of the constant physical pain. Wow, that actually makes it even deeper as well. But yeah, I just feel like that definitely try to ground the character a little bit, and the whole movie was supposed to be it seemed like a grounding movie in general. You know what I mean? Just like trying to be like, all right, he's not just this, wise cracking, fourth wall breaking nut job that has no problem, shooting somebody in the face. He has wants, he has needs, he has aspirations and shit like that. So I thought that was pretty dope. What did you guys think?
I think the fact that he was trying to work a 9 to 5 wearing that fucking toupee was a lot of grounds for how deep he was trying to go to get this shit done.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Yep.
No one knows. Trust me, they know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's like, just them revealing that he hung the costume up, he hung the mask and the costume up, put his guns away and shit like that in order to make a better life and be with the woman he loves and his kid, which we don't get to see with Deadpool's daughter in this movie at all, but they definitely mention her, and so that's very interesting that they put that in there of him, like, he's not just he's doing this for a fucking reason. He's doing this so he can be with his daughter and actually wants to have a relatively normal life.
Yeah.
Well, I'm mad that they never mentioned what happened to Russell, and I'm also pissed. Hot take that we didn't get to see Zazie Beetz again.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
She was the only member of that fucking X-Force that didn't die on landing.
Well, he brought back Bob. He got Bob to survive.
Peter.
I don't give a fuck
Peter.
about
It was
Bob.
Peter. It was Peter. It's Peter.
And every Deadpool's got a Peter. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I know.
Everybody gets one. So I don't know. I definitely felt that was like a weird little thing that to throw in there. I definitely felt I didn't really see a need for that, but it was comical. It was comical being the one person that no one expected to come out of the cut and help, be the fucking throwaway side character, the fucking Deus Ex Machina of the whole situation.
Oh my God, I'm mad you made that reference. He said, Deus Ex Machina, Jesus.
He was. That's what it was. He was a. So the whole point of an Ex Machina is something that has nothing to do with the main story, the main plot, or what's going on, comes out of nowhere, and it's actually the solution to a big problem. And he was definitely an Ex Machina for that moment. So from there we see he gets rejected by Happy as trying to become an Avenger. And Happy made a good point. He's like, everyone that's on this team, all the Avengers, they're not there because they want to or because they need to. They're there because the people need them to.
Yeah, I think Wanda Maximoff could argue differently.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Yeah, she was there because
Vision also. I don't think that's quite accurate. I think Happy was basically saying to him, "You're overqualified. We need you to move on because we don't want to hire you because you can't work here."
Honestly, yeah. I definitely agree because he already said the X-Men want to take him, so he was just jumping around trying to grasp it. But that's also a good kind of life lesson too. Something like that it's like it's a big responsibility, and a lot of things like that you don't just do them because you just randomly one day want to do it or just randomly just be like, oh, I need to do this. No, like something like that. It's something that like it's got to be like an actual you want to help people, it's something like that for other people, for the betterment of other people, not just for you because you want to feel like you're doing something good because you want to have a better life with your family. It's for other people. Being a hero is not about self. It's about being selfless with and towards other people.
Sounds like Jedi logic to me.
Yeah. But here's what I found interesting as well. They were talking about the big man, the big guy, big man, and clearly they're talking about Tony Stark. So
I thought they were talking about Feige. I'm not gonna lie.
Who?
I thought they were talking about Kevin Feige.
Nah,
I think
Easter eggs in the background. I proved that like the pictures and things like that.
Yeah, but I also feel like I feel like that was also a nod to Feige too. I think that was definitely a nod to Feige. Because Deadpool with the fourth wall break and shit like that. I agree with yours. Yeah, I think it wanted people to think off rip that they were talking about Tony, but because there was a point where he was like, oh yeah, Tony, he doesn't do this stuff anymore, and he's like, yeah, not that big guy.
I can't remember if he said Tony specifically or not, but yeah, like I thought here's the wild part. We assumed he was having a meeting with Happy Hogan.
Oh.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
He was happy was there.
No. But the guy who is Happy Hogan is also the guy who directs the Iron Man movies.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You're right. We assumed he's talking to Happy Hogan. It was like no one ever thought that he was talking to his actual the actual person playing it. Yes, excuse me. Like, you know what I mean? He might have been thinking like, oh, was the big guy too busy? Like, he doesn't do this anymore. Like we people might have assumed he was talking about Robert Downey Jr. But even then, how would he not know that Iron Man wasn't dead?
Because they did say it was on Earth 616.
So yeah, I'm.
That's interesting. That's highly intriguing to me. There.
Yes. Yeah, that is kind of sneaky.
And then here's another thing too. We all know that Tony Stark's dead. So who's in charge of Stark Industries now?
I think it might be still Pepper Potts. There was a picture of her in the corner.
But this is why I thought that he was talking about Tony, because Happy does say Tony doesn't do this anymore. So he was talking. Yeah, they were talking about Tony, or at least Happy was talking about Tony.
I don't remember. I'm not sure.
And here's the thing though. They said Earth 616. Last time I checked, 616 is the comic book universe. And the MCU isn't the 616. Last time, if my memory serves me correctly, they stated that the MCU is supposed to be a offshoot of the Ultimate Universe.
I mean, it technically is. It's more based off the Ultimate Universe, but it's not.
They also specifically talk about the sacred timeline.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that was another thing that I found interesting too.
As we know, Loki is now like the time god.
Yeah, and that's something that confused me as well. I don't know. Did it? Trey, you finished Loki, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe you can help me understand this one. This one's weird for me because they're mentioning a sacred timeline, but to my knowledge, at the end of Loki, there was no longer a sacred timeline. It was essentially the Yggdrasil from Norse mythology. At least it's supposed to be that.
Loki saved the sacred timeline by doing what he did.
But go ahead, Triage.
So from what I took from it is that Loki is basically the focal point of the flow of time. So it's like he basically saved the sacred timelines, the sacred timelines, because they all travel through the world tree. But the actual branches of the tree, like look at it this way, the Foxverse is just one branch on the tree.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I see what you're saying now. So like essentially there's still sacred timelines with the S now. There's multiple timelines. So, and Loki is just the one that's holding it together.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. I understand a lot better now. Yeah, because that threw me off because he breaks the fourth wall in that moment and he mentions it and stuff like that while he was talking to Paradox. And I thought Paradox was supposed to be a more badass character in the comics.
I mean, he might as well. He might have been. It's probably one of those things where they just used him the way they used him for that movie.
Yeah. I agree.
Look at the fucking fight that Sabretooth had with Wolverine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you would think.
Wait. What fight? What fight?
Yeah, exactly.
Semantics again.
Yeah, that shit was not a fight. That wasn't a fucking fight. That was a slaughter. You just sink. Yeah. Yeah. Now let's touch on these cameos. Let's touch on these fucking cameos, man.
There we go.
Okay.
These fucking cameos.
I'm gonna pull up the first one. The invisible guy that Deadpool recruits to his team as the invisible guy is parachuting down and gets electrocuted is Brad Pitt.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
100%.
It is Brad Pitt. It is Brad Pitt.
%.
The Vanisher.
Mm-hmm. The Vanisher. Yep. But no. So the first cameo that we see is I don't know. Do you guys want to count the TVA screens?
No.
Yeah, I don't feel like. Well, okay, so I'll count Chris Hemsworth because that was a new scene.
We never saw that.
Yeah, that was something new. They weren't just replaying scenes from the other movies. That was like that was something new that, well, I feel like they cut the shots. So that scene of of Thor crying and that suit was from the scene where in Thor 2 when Loki air quote dies, pretends to die. And then it just cut in, to make it look like he was holding Deadpool. All right, so I won't count it. So the first official cameo that we see, clearly, I'm gonna count the different variants of Wolverine. I'm gonna count the different variants of Wolverine because we have to see some really, really, really fucking cool comic book accurate variants of Wolverine from Patch to fucking the Wolverine that's missing. Yeah, the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. That's the one that was missing the hand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fucking the House of X, I think that was. Where he's like on the fucking big ass X crucifix.
Yep.
Then fucking
comic accurate.
Yeah, very, very, very fucking comic book accurate. Shit. Then we get to see the yellow and brown. Fucking yeah. Oh, and Cavell. And then fucking we get the little snippet at Hulk as well. And that shit was funny. He was like, "Oh, sweet. Isn't that the costume you wore when you fought the Hulk?" And just fucking gets smacked by fucking Hulk. So I thought that was pretty cool. This so I just want to say we can all agree that this movie was pure fan service, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I appreciate the very fact that it only took 20 years for him to wear the actual costume.
Yeah.
From the comic.
Yeah.
And the mask.
Oh, and the mask. Yeah, the mask. Yeah. I feel like they kind of overdid it with the mask at the end though, with him still wearing the mask even though the rest of his suit got ripped apart.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like they definitely overdid it in that moment with that. There was no need to have the mask on. But other than that, I thought, it was pretty fucking dope. And then of course, when they actually get into the fucking void, and we get Chris Evans, coming back as fucking Johnny Storm, Human Torch.
I thought that was so funny. So funny. Yeah. Because Marvel is essentially saying, yes, we know this movie failed. That's why he's in the void.
Shit.
What you want? The funny thing is, I didn't hate the Fox Fantastic Four movies.
I didn't at all.
Me either.
I didn't at all. I
They're
actually
better than Fan 4 Stick.
Why are you bringing up shit that is not relevant?
No. The Fan Forsic has unfortunately become relevant because we're getting to see
Hippopotamus shit. You lie to someone else. I'd rather do lines out of a midget's ass than accept that.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh no! It had to me. It has because you got it because you're looking at the comparisons. Like we said earlier, they're on their fourth iteration. Now what will truly piss me off is if they fucking lean on this variant shit at the concept of variants as a fucking crutch, and we end up seeing the Fan Four Stick bunch in the fucking Marvel universe. I will lose my shit. They do not that movie does not deserve to be mentioned in the MCU at all. I couldn't. Only thing that I liked about it was Michael B. Jordan. That was the only thing. Literally the fucking only thing that was good about that movie. I'm sorry, I digressed. My bad. But no, yeah, it was leagues. They did downgrade it, in my opinion. They downgraded because I felt like the first two movies were just so it was just so smooth. I feel like it was so smooth. Don't get me wrong, it got a little wonky with kind of towards the end of the second movie where Johnny pretty much has all their powers. I feel like they were also going with like a nod to the Super Squirrel.
That's exactly what that was.
Yeah, and like I liked it because I'm like, wow, Super Skrull is a character that we haven't really seen talked about at all. And then when they finally did talk about Super Skrull, they fucked it up. Doing wrong. I love Emilia Clarke as an actress. I think she's awesome, but they did her dirty. They did her dirty with that shit.
Man, I find it weird that they made a character who is that fucking strong, that ridiculously overpowered, and is never fucking mentioned again. Once again, if any fucking thing all Secret War did was show that Nick Fury is fucking irresponsible.
Highly fucking irresponsible. Seriously, that it really did. It really did. Let's talk about it real quick. Side tangent. We'll keep it short and simple. This man literally made a promise to an entire race of people. And back in the 90s. Back in what was that, like early 90s? Right? Yeah, back in the early 90s. And then just fucking leaves them. And then it's like, oh my God, there's so many of you guys on this earth. No fucking duh. They have nowhere else to go. You literally opened up your planet as a sanctuary for this race of people that needed a new home. And then you just fucking left them. Like, oh my God. It just, it pisses me off. It thoroughly pissed me the fuck off because like yeah, let me continue. Like I said, I was gonna make it sweet. Yeah, no, you're fucking absolutely right. But I forgot where we were. Okay, yeah. Fantastic Four, Johnny Storm. Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. We could see Pyro, which is the actual actor who played in the Foxverse, who actually played Pyro. But at the same time, what was that, Dessa?
Toad.
Oh yeah, you're right. And Toad. You're right.
And the guy who reappears, disappears.
Oh, Azazel. Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious when you first see Johnny's Human Torch's character. He has the hood up, and he jumps down, but he holds his arm up, and you see blue and red. So everyone's thinking, oh, okay, yeah. And then he says flame on.
Yeah. I at that point, as soon as he took off the hood, you could see the black straps on his shoulders. You could see like his outfit, the top of the outfit was like their actual suit from Fox's Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But the bottoms, I like the costume design because it was like more military boots, got the cargo pants, but that was the same color at the top. I thought his character design was fucking dope. I thought it was really dope, and it really resembled like a Johnny Storm that had been fighting and struggling and like got more rough and rugged and not as jokey and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty dope. So pretty much that just introduced, and it was really dope because we end up seeing all these Fox characters right after we see the Wolverine and Deadpool fighting in front of a ruined 21st Century Fox statue.
Oh, that was hilarious. Everyone in the movie theater laughed.
Yeah. I mean, clearly we all knew it was coming because we see that scene, we see it in the trailer and stuff like that.
I love when he's in the Time Variance Authority, he literally grabs the camera and says, "Suck it, Fox."
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Disney World, yeah.
What was that, Triage?
He goes, "Suck it, Fox, I'm going to Disney World."
I forgot about that part. Yo, seriously, man.
Breaks the camera.
Yep. Which is dope because like that was like such a real moment of like actual excitement, both for the character Deadpool, but also for Ryan Reynolds. Like, we're here, we made it, we're fucking here, we did it. But it was that the fucking he kept making jokes about the one agent that was sitting there, the heavier set dude. Yeah, he's getting excited. Yeah, I see him he's getting the balls in his pants for it.
Who you on the phone with? HR.
Oh man. So like you're off the rip, and that was like what, the first like 10-20 minutes of the movie? Like that was
he breaks
hilarious.
He breaks so many, but he even literally calls Logan's skeleton when he's sitting next to it. He calls him Hugh.
Yeah. He slaps his shoulder and his arm falls down. That was fucking great. And then moving forward, like for cameo wise, moving forward, so Sabretooth, Toad, Pyro, Johnny Storm. Then when they actually get to Ant-Man's Goliath dead corpse, and the hands open up, we end up seeing not just first off, we get not just Azazel, which to me he is Nightcrawler's father, not this weird new thing that they decided to do with Nightcrawler. We're not going to talk about it. I'm just saying, to me.
Oh no, you shouldn't have brought it up.
No, not. Oh no. We don't want to mess with them.
Who's them? Who's them is them?
You brought a can of worms, nigga. You did it. You opened a can of worms. Shut up. You should have shut up.
Should have just left it. I should have fucking left it. Now you gotta answer for you. Now you gotta answer it, nigga. Yeah, you did it. So whatever they did with Nightcrawler, so right now they changed Nightcrawler's origins in the comic books to he's no longer the son of Mystique and Azazel. He's now the son of Mystique and
Destiny.
She just shape shift into Azazel.
Yeah, and they had it that like Mystique had shapeshifted into Azazel, which is why Nightcrawler resembles Azazel.
Well, I thought that I read it correctly that she had slept with Azazel, but like somehow shapeshifted and held like his seed inside of her, and then shot his seed from her into Destiny.
Wow.
That's
money.
that's
the money. No, pun intended.
the money shot. The money shot. Wow, that makes me not like the storyline even more. And this is the Nightcrawler that ends up becoming has a short stint as Spider-Man. Yeah, he ends up he has like Miles. No. He's like supposed to be like Spider-Man, whatever. But Azazel. Yeah. So not only do we see Azazel, but we get Juggernaut from Last Stand.
Different actor though.
Are you sure?
Yeah, positive.
Yeah, it was.
Yes,
okay.
He didn't want to come back to play the role, so they still want to do the character. But they said
Lady Deathstrike came back.
Yep. The chick the dude that played Quill.
Was he in the movie?
Yeah, he was one of the people that was like standing on the sideline. He had like he had his thorns sticking out of his head.
I remember seeing him.
Yeah, and then they brought back the dude that was supposed to be Spike, that was from Last Stand as well. I'm pretty sure I saw the dude that played Multiple Man. He was standing off to the left side. So I can't remember. I don't remember the name of the character, but from Age of Apocalypse, there was a chick that Storm fought, or what? No, was it Age? No, was it Age of Apocalypse? Damn, I can't remember. There was some chick that Storm fought. She had like the black chick, dreads, like tattoos all over. Kalisto, yes, yep. She came back, and then we get introduced to Cassandra Nova, who is Professor Charles Xavier's supposed to be twin sister, that the TVA like pruned. Yeah. She's a fucking badass. I love that character. Like, she's so fucking strong. She's fucking Legion level strong.
Damn, yeah.
What happened? Oh yeah. She's talking about skull fucking. Yeah. She was fucking intense. I loved her character.
It makes sense, like, that she's Charles Xavier's sister. One was born with the. Oh, I did not know that Juggernaut is Charles's brother.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, so he's Charles's stepbrother.
Yep.
Yes, did not realize that.
Yeah, if you go back,
that's the only way that Juggernaut can get stopped.
Yeah, Charles is pretty much. I mean, there's other ways, but the most indefinite way is one, you got to pop his helmet off, and so Charles can handle his brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go back to our episodes from March, we have an episode where we talk about Juggernaut like completely all the way through. We actually break down Juggernaut's character from our Mutant March episodes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so what it was is Juggernaut was it Charles's father, after his mom dies, ends up remarrying this chick, and she already has a kid, which is Eric. No. What was his name? Kane. Yeah, Kane Marco. Who ends up now becoming his stepbrother. But the problem is that Charles's father and Kane's mother were more beloved to Charles than they were to Kane. And that's what that ended up growing that resentment towards Charles. And then when Charles's father dies, he leaves everything to Charles instead of Kane. Because like, and what kind of put the cherry on top for Kane is because so Charles was pretty much better than him at almost everything, and he got so much praise, even athletics. But Kane, he ends up finding out that Charles is a mutant, and it was actually his mutant abilities that was giving him the edge and the leg up against, and everything that he was doing. So that kind of put the cherry on top for his resentment.
Gotcha.
On top of him feeling like Charles left him to die inside of that cave, where he which is where Kane ended up. He found the what was it, the red gem of Sidorak, right? Yeah. And that's a whole nother thing. To check out the episode. Fucking that shit goes deep. It goes deep. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. I would have liked to see Deadpool 2's version, more accurate version of Juggernaut. That would have been really cool. Because that motherfucker, there's really no stopping him. The way Fox did Juggernaut, it was just his power was his super strength, and once he got moving, you couldn't stop him. They didn't go into like the fact that Juggernaut is a magic being. Essentially, his powers are magic. Well, his powers come from magic. So they didn't go that deep into his story with that one. So, but no, it was dope. It was dope to see Juggernaut. It's dope to see all these other characters come back and everything. And then, like I said, Cassandra Nova, she was just absolute like thug. I thought she was fucking devious.
That's why they put her ass in the fucking void since she's a baby, because they knew how much she was probably gonna be. Like,
yeah,
nope.
They knew what kind of problem she was gonna be. She was a fucking problem. She's
an Omega level mutant. You're like, nope.
Oh yeah. Like so. Oh my god! Imagine if her and her nephew Legion got together and was on the same team, bro. Because Legion, he's reality bending. Right, Triage. He's so strong. He's such a strong telepath that he bends reality.
Among other things, it's supposed to be that his mind is fractured from his psychic ability, and each one of his psychic identities has a different power.
Yeah, and he can take other people's identities as well.
Mm-hmm.
He can tap into the brain and pretty much brain fuck them, wipe their mind, and ends up. And now, not only does he have that personality, but he also has their powers, their mutant powers. Yeah, so Legion's a fucking beast, just like his auntie. But yeah, so I just thought that was pretty dope. And then, from there, we see them go on this whole quest to go and, find this, this band of rogues that go against her or whatever to try to help get out. We end up seeing that fucking hilarious fucking fight scene between Wolverine and Deadpool in the fucking van, which we all know that was supposed to be like their I hate to say
erotic foreplay.
Yeah, erotic foreplay kind of thing, because we see the van rocking back and forth, the music that's playing. We we end up seeing the next when everything's said and done, we see Deadpool all like strapped up, and Logan looked like he's laid out after having a really fucking wild night. He's all sweaty and exhausted. Yeah, for those of you know those nights, those nights. You know that look. But yeah, and I just found that shit pretty fucking cool. And then that leads up to the highlight of the movie for me. The fucking highlight of the whole. I feel like it's the highlight of the whole movie for everyone. The fucking awesome ass massive cameo of fucking what we got Elektra, we got Wesley Snipes' Blade, we got
only one Blade ever plays Blade.
Yeah.
Yo, I had heard through the grapevine that fucking
Wesley.
No, Sticky Jones was supposed to return as Blade.
Fuck no, not Sticky Fingers. Don't get me wrong. Like I like Sticky Fingers. I love this music and shit. But his TNT, or was it Spike? It was Spike. His Spike rendition of Blade, I didn't like it because his Blade was supposed to be a continuation of Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Vaguely.
I don't know. I didn't like it. But as Deso can tell you, I almost killed Deso. Deso almost died. He almost died.
He fucking bug.
Yeah.
You talking about fanboying? God damn.
I fanboyed like a motherfucker. When fucking Elektra, I was like, oh, Elektra, yay, cool, that's dope. What was it? Jennifer Garner.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Gardner coming back as Elektra. That shit was fucking dope. That was dope. But fucking when Wesley Snipes walked around that fucking corner, I freaked the fuck out. I jumped up, bro. I had a personal pizza, right? And I had a bag of popcorn. Deso said, I lost everything, bro. Fucking lost everything.
Crazy.
Fucking
that shit was gone.
Fucking Deso sitting to the right of me, like directly to the right of me, and fucking he walked around the corner. I freaked out. My fucking pizza went up everywhere. I lost my popcorn for like 30 minutes. I didn't realize that I ended up shoving the popcorn in between the two seats between me and Deso. I jumped up. I grabbed Deso, like my arm is like around his neck, and I'm squeezing, and all I hear is. I'm like, oh shit, my bad, bro, my bad. I choked the shit out of him, and unintentionally, I freaked the fuck out. And then I had close to, but not the same reaction when Channing Tatum came around the corner as Gambit. So I know how everyone feels about Wesley Snipes coming back as Blade. I'm pretty sure I'm in the majority of people that fucking love it and are 100%. Are we on the same consensus here?
Oh, it was fire.
All right.
I didn't think that was ever gonna fucking happen. I was just joking when I predicted that shit. I was just joking. I wasn't dead ass serious.
Nah, I had a feeling because remember he had
that nigga do that shit. Nope.
No, because he did an interview where it was like I think it was after what was it? He was in Expendables 2, 3?
Tatum was?
No.
Wesley Snipes. Yeah,
I
think it was
3.
3.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he was in 2 and 3, wasn't he?
No, he's only in 3.
He's only in 3. All right. Well, I haven't seen 4 yet. 3 was the one with Ronda Rousey.
Correct.
All right, cool. And they had like the whole young team and shit like that. But yeah, so he did an interview shortly after that movie where he was, and the interviewer asked him like, you know, everyone knows you as playing Blade. Will Blade ever come back? Are you in talks with the MCU? Not that MCU is like so big, you know, and you know your character was one of the first on-screen portrayals of a Marvel character. And because of course everyone forgets about the old Fantastic Four movie, the really old shitty Spider-Man movie that they did and stuff like that. But yeah, he was the first modern Marvel character to be on screen and kind of really set the tone and set superhero movies, put them on the map. So they asked him, he's like, well, you know, you think, would you ever come back as Blade? He's like, as for me, no, I don't think I'm ever going to come back as Blade. But, you know, he had 2 scripts and 2 ideas that he had pitched to Marvel. He said one was for a movie and one was for a TV show. And he said that Marvel liked them and they had picked up the movie idea, but it wasn't going to be him coming back. So this is probably what we're seeing Mahershala Ali play, if that ever fucking comes out.
Rather than keep changing about writing.
Yeah, they keep changing writing, keep changing directors, producers. That shit's in production hell. But now I think now that they see the hype that Wesley got, they knew that there was going to be hype with Wesley coming back. So they might end up scrapping that idea and just having him come back and be Blade.
Hot take.
Go ahead.
I did not care about Wesley Snipes being Blade.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So my whole thing with that is that I appreciated seeing him, but I'm a level 7, and none of that is ever in question for me. Wesley Snipes is Blade. There will never be another person to play Blade the way he played Blade. That's no ifs, ands, buts about that. But the thing that annoys me is that, like, for example, we saw him in the movie and he really cut loose. The nigga didn't even use a sword.
Well, he didn't have a sword. He had the machete.
That is not the point.
Mm-hmm.
He had his bladed boomerang thingy, but that was it.
But no, I agree. I can definitely see that. Him just the idea of like, nah, there's no other Blade. That's his Blade. If Blade's coming back, it's going to be Wesley Snipes. So I definitely see that. But I think where they're going was that I don't think they were going with that being the Fox versus Blade.
What else was it?
It could have been a variant of Blade because one, like you said, he didn't have his blade. God. He didn't have his sword. So to me, I don't see that as Fox versus Blade. You know what I mean? It could have been. It definitely could have been. It could have been like an older, like the Blade after the Blade Trinity shit.
Well, he clearly said that. He was like, "Yo, I don't like you." He's like, "Yeah, you never did."
yeah. You're right. He did. You know what? No, you're right. That is Fox. That is because he says the line that I said at the beginning. Seems like motherfuckers is still trying to ice skate uphill. You're right.
He does say there's only ever going to be one Blade.
You're right. Yep. So yeah, that was Fox Blade. You're right. I don't know. But no, that makes sense though. I definitely see what you're saying.
You're trying to tell me with the fuckery you've seen him do in them first 2 movies, we couldn't see him grab nobody, fucking bite them, and then wreak havoc?
Well, remember, because that wasn't Blade's thing. He didn't want to resort to that.
That is not remotely the point.
Like I said, he only drank blood in an instance where he absolutely solely needed to, or when he was forced to.
Nigga, the universe was being erased.
Not his universe.
What? Oh my God.
His universe was already gone.
Are you further proving my point right now?
No, there's nothing that he could have did. Because the whole point of the fact is that he lied to Wolverine to even get Wolverine to help him in the first place.
So the whole point of the fact that they were trying to get their quote-unquote ending to go out swinging, because the Lord knows that Wesley got big dick energy. He's not. You're trying to tell me? Come on, dog.
Nah, because even then, you got to remember, Blade hates vampires. He hates vampires. So in his final stand, why would he, if he wants his story to go out, if he wants to have the ending to his story, why would he not want to go out as Blade and not use tactics of vampires in which he hates? Remember, in the first movie, he was forced to. Shorty forced him to bite her. And then the second movie, he looked down and was like, fuck, that's a vat of blood. You can see it's like the hesitation to do it.
There was no hesitation.
There was a slight hesitation. He saw that shit and was like, fuck, I need this. Let's do it. Because remember, those situations were life or death situations. This situation, he knew he was going to die. He didn't care.
Hip hop, nah, I can't, nah. He literally says some stupid motherfuckers are still trying to ice skate uphill. Nah, I can't.
Yeah, because Wolverine even said it. He's like, you guys aren't going to make it out of this, right? You guys are probably aren't going to make it out of this. And they all understood that this was their ending to their story, that they were going to die. Me, if I'm so stronghold against my vampiric nature, and if I want my story to go out with a bang, I want people to remember me as who I am, including my hate from vampires. I'm not going to give in to my vampire tendencies. If I know I'm going to die anyways, those situations, he didn't want to die. In this situation, he accepted death. He knew that he was going to die, or at least expected that he was going to die. So it made sense that he didn't bite somebody and go stupid. At least to me, it did. Don't get me wrong. I agree. Anytime that fucking Blade has drank blood, he's gone stupid. It's made for fucking amazing fucking fight scenes, especially Blade 2. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Like, the fight scene in Blade 1 was cool. It was all right. But, like, man, fucking, when that man just came up out of that fucking pool of blood and you hear the fucking crystal method start playing in the background, this man Whistler, hey, kid, throws his fucking sunglasses to him, catches him shits. There was no need for the sunglasses. I'm just saying, there was no need for the sunglasses.
If there was need, it's called fucking swagger.
What I meant was there wasn't a necessity for that, but he knew he was about to beat some ass, so he wanted to look good doing it. I was getting there. I was getting to the swag.
The only guys that can wear sunglasses at night and not be cunts are Scott Summers and Eric Brooks.
I'm trying to remember. There was a line. The difference between you and me, I make this shit look good.
And there he goes, quoting Mr. Smith again.
But I'm talking about it was a sunglasses reference.
Yeah. I know where you were going with it. That's why I said it.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify for the viewers. Yeah, it was a sunglasses reference. But I freaked the fuck out. I thought it was great. And then Channing Tatum coming around the corner as Gambit, I was like, fucking finally. And because he got such a raw deal out of the whole Gambit shit, his movie was fully in production. And then they scrapped it.
Wow.
That's just like the whole Batgirl movie that never happened.
Because that movie was finished, completely finished.
Yeah, fucking
they showed that shit, but then they had to destroy it for tax write-offs.
Yeah, that's the only reason why they fucking did that shit, for tax write-offs. Didn't Deadpool make a joke about that? Somebody made a joke about tax write-offs. I don't remember, but no, yeah. So he got there. So to finally see him, because he made a point, he's like, I want to play Gambit. And last time he did it, I can't find the interview because it's gotten buried with all the publicity for this movie and him being in his movie. It got buried. But it was before he even came on as Gambit. It was around it was after X-Men Origins officially came out, and and they asked him about it. And it's like, you really want to play Gambit? This and that. You've made a point that you said you wanted to play Gambit, and he actually, and he talks about how his family is from New Orleans, so he has that background. He can do the accent. And he does the accent, and from that moment, I was like, "Yeah, he needs to play Gambit. He needs to play Gambit. It's perfect. It worked perfectly." And I thought that Gambit was fucking perfect. And like they intentionally had him go super, 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 super hard on the Creole accent to the point where you damn near couldn't understand him. Yeah, so that got revealed. They intentionally had him go extra hard on the accent. So I thought it was great. I was like, fucking finally. What did you guys think about Channing Tatum's Gambit?
I thought he did a good job. I mean,
I did too.
It was the Gambit that is the Gambit.
Yeah, to me at this point, I'm like, all right, I don't think they can do anyone else's Gambit right now, just because. All right, so one thing I felt like was a little was that the fact that his headgear was so fucking stiff. It looked like this motherfucker could not move his neck at all.
I agree.
If you didn't notice, go back and look at that scene. It looked like his neck was like he couldn't move his neck at all. of course, they fixed it later on during the fight scene, you know, with CG and shit like that. But there was no way he was moving his neck. That that headgear looked like it was like super fucking thick. I don't know. What do you think, Triage? What do you think of him as Gambit? Because I know Gambit's one of your favorite characters.
I didn't dislike him as Gambit at all, and I think he probably would have did the character justice if we got to see the range of what this character was capable of. I mean, we got to see him portray the character and fight a little bit, yeah. But it's also one of those things like, you know, Gambit's also defined by like his relationship with Rogue, like his place on the X-Men, like whether or not we actually would have got to see him as a member of the actual Thieves Guild. So it's like, like yeah, as a tasting, I'll take it.
I fucks with that. Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree. I definitely wish that we would have saw the 52 pickup. I would have loved to see the 52 pickup. That would have been fun to see. I feel like that's one of the only moves we didn't see him pull out.
Well, he definitely went through a deck of cards, but he didn't throw them all at once. No, I think it's one of those things like where they can't really do it and not have it look goofy on camera. Because when Taylor Kitsch did that shit, X-Men Origins, that looked goofy as fuck. We can't. Nah.
I feel like they could have did it better though.
As in the X-Men Origin ones?
No. I feel like if they would have done it in this movie, I feel like it would have looked better. Because you also have to remember, X-Men Origins ended up being rushed at the end because
got leaked.
Actually, hold on, I stand corrected. Hugh Jackman actually talked about it more in depth. Because him and Ryan were doing promo run for Deadpool and Wolverine, and they were on Hot Ones, and they actually talked about it. He actually fully talked about it, and apparently that version that got released, apparently it got released like a month before the movie actually dropped, or like a week. So I think the movie was actually like damn near it was completely done by that time because it was about to release. But even he joked and said that people actually, I have to actually say, I like that rough cut that got leaked better than the actual finished product.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
That it definitely does. It definitely does.
A lot of wild shit.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so weird because like seeing that for me, because at that time I was really getting into film production and stuff like that. So to watch a movie and it be like such a rough cut to the point where certain parts of the movie were just storyboard clips and stuff. It was very interesting to me. So to me, I was excited to see what the finished product was going to look like. And then I saw the finished product and it didn't look much different from the rough cut. So I was like, damn, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, damn. Like even the shot when they're in the plane, because you can't tell, you don't know that it was like the rough cut until they get into the plane and they're flying across and you're looking and you're like, oh, damn, this movie's coming out now. These are really bad graphics. What the hell? And then they're in the plane and you see the fucking green screen outside the window. You're like, oh, okay. I see what's going on here. But no, for me personally, I personally enjoyed the rough cut way better than the final product because final product was just disappointing. It didn't look much better like graphically than the actual than the rough cut. So I feel like with Marvel and all the technological advances that have happened since then, I think they if they were to do a wide shot of him, he's like, everyone get down or whatever, and he throws them up and they come raining down, I think they would have been able to make it look better. So I would have been interested to see the way they did that. But no, I thought I personally I love it. I want to see more of him as Gambit. Maybe not such, not clearly not like the such a hard, Creole accent. But I enjoyed it. I fucking thoroughly fucking enjoyed it. Now we fast forward. They assault Casanova's whole shit. So now when we find out what happened to that Wolverine,
Hey, you're missing one.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
X-23.
Oh, I wasn't gonna count that as a cameo because we kind of we knew that. It definitely is a cameo, but I'd say that's the one for me that I wasn't like, oh my god, I didn't really freak out like that. So pretty much, I felt the same way that Tank felt about Wesley. I feel like it was gonna be her. It had to be her, especially because they were talking so much about her character. I knew that she was gonna pop up at some point in time. It just makes for good writing. So I wasn't too excited. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing too, and the reason why that works, because that works for two reasons. One, it gives our Wolverine a bit of an anchor because it was this whole thing like he was this big fuck up, and what's going to motivate you more than your kid.
Yep.
Right, and then two, in the event that they do the whole thing where we do get the crossovers that we're dying for. In the event that Hugh Jackman decides that he doesn't want to play Wolverine anymore, which he did say he was done, we can still have a Wolverine inside the MCU because of Laura.
Yep. Till he's 90. Till he's 90. But Feige actually came out and said after the movie dropped and said he actually said is like, we have no intention on recasting Hugh Jackman. He's like, at some point in time, at some point in time, he will be recast. But as of right now, we actually had no plans to recast Hugh Jackman. And even in the Hot Ones episode, he actually states that he got bored. he said he got bored. So when Ryan was like, yo, we doing it, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. Because you gotta remember, so after he stopped, when he said he's done playing Wolverine, all he was doing was his Broadway stuff and his musical stuff. That's all that's all he was doing ever since then. And he got tired, he got bored, so he wanted to get back to doing something that was bigger. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Hugh Jackman for a while. For a while, I feel like they're even gonna bring it all the way to the point where he's actually playing Old Man Logan. Not the Logan we get in Logan, but the other Old Man Logan, the Western looking one with the fucking hat. There's actually a storyline where Old Man Logan ends up he ends up having the residual powers of the Phoenix Force, and he's just
why?
The Phoenix Force is a hoe. The Phoenix Force is a hoe. The Phoenix Force fucks anyone that they deem strong.
Just fucking why?
Because, bro, the amount of different people that have been imbued with the Phoenix Force is crazy.
Well, that's what the whole Avengers versus X-Men thing was about. That was over because the Phoenix Force came back to Earth. And it split amongst five. It was split amongst five of the X-Men, but it's only ever supposed to be housed in psychics. I get that people have held it in a pinch, but I don't know. To me, that's just poor writing.
I agree because that is definitely a big point of the Phoenix Force is that it's a psychic force. It's a psychic energy, so it's only supposed to be able to be held by psychics. But again, we're talking about a cosmic entity that can really do whatever the fuck it wants.
You say so.
It's writing. But that is something that bothers me. Go ahead.
Was Wolverine not like an original Avenger?
No.
Okay,
the original Avenger team was Wasp, Ant-Man, Thor, Hulk, in Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. And then from there, and I'm pretty sure that was back when Ant-Man was actually Goliath. Or did he start out with the Avengers as Ant-Man?
We started out with the Avengers and Ant-Man.
Okay. All right. Because there was a stint where Hank was Goliath. And I'm just trying to figure out like what time period that was in. Was that back when he was beating his wife?
This sticking in my head.
Yeah. But hold on. That we're not laughing at domestic violence, gentlemen.
We're
not laughing at that. He's laughing at the fact that they've had the same thought.
Yes, that is exactly why we're laughing. More so, I'm laughing at the fact that we're laughing that it was even brought up in general because people forget to talk about that. The character of Ant-Man, he was abusive. He wasn't this happy jolly guy that they have Paul Rudd playing.
But Paul Rudd is also not
Hank.
He's not Hank Pym.
Yeah, but even then, they're still not portraying that with what's his name? Michael Douglas. Yeah. They're still not even running with that. Going with that with Michael Douglas. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. But now when this movie starts to die down and we start getting to the climactic fight and shit like that, my big thing that I was wondering is like, all right, well, who's the big bad? While I was watching, I was like, all right, I'm trying to figure out who the big bad is. Okay, Cassandra Nova. Off rip, I was like, oh, Paradox. She's gonna be the big bad. But then when we introduce the Cassandra Nova, I'm like, all right, no, she's the fucking big bad. And it ends up turning out that she really is. And then we get to see the Deadpool core pop up. What are you guys' thoughts on the Deadpool core?
I didn't care.
I figured that for you, Jay.
I mean, it was entertaining, but
that's that's two. Deso. That's three. For me, I was like, cool. So that's four. I wasn't too. Oh my god! I mean, like I was in the theater because like, oh, that Deadpool. Oh, that version of Deadpool. Oh, I know that version of Deadpool. It was just like a kind of like a nerd, just kind of nerding out. Like, oh, I know that. Oh, I know that. But I wasn't like, oh my god, yeah. It was cool. It was something cool to kind of give a to give the main characters a distraction. Something that they some insurmountable odds that they had to overcome. Now, what do we think about Dogpool?
Why? Just why?
I feel so bad because like that dog's tongue wasn't faked. That's actually how the dog looks in real life.
It was.
They actually made it. They actually made them. They actually made Dogpool an actual like official Instagram page as well. Yeah, and it's sad because Ryan he in Hot Ones he had talked about Dogpool and he was like that dog won ugliest dog in the UK. Like there was an actual like contest and that dog won.
I believe it. It was ugly.
Mm-hmm. But she played a great role. Fucking Nice Pool. That shit was hilarious. That was hilarious. I'm like, really Nice Pool, and he doesn't have fucking he doesn't have a healing factor.
It's making fun of how nice. Never mind.
Canadians are, yeah. Yeah, the stereotype that Canadians are like extremely nice.
Keep my country out of your mouth.
Yeah. But I thought the ending of Nice Pool was pretty funny too, because I mean, you can't. Although Wolverine of the like Logan tried to fault him for his death, it's like How is Deadpool supposed to know that he grabbed the one Deadpool that doesn't have a healing factor?
Oh boy.
I mean, technically he would because he's Deadpool.
Yeah, right. That so to Wade, he's like, oh, okay, I got a perfect meat shield in front of me.
Pause.
Oh, pause. Yeah, big pause. But yeah, so he's like, all right, I have a shield. So, and Wolverine's like, it's murder. He's dying because of murder. It's like, no, like, so that's the one time I can actually agree with Deadpool in that situation. Like, all right, that wasn't just him being stupid. That was like him literally, like, how was he supposed to know?
He was Deadpool.
Right? Wait. Oh, okay. Are you saying he's Deadpool to like? I'm confused now because
you keep saying like, how was he supposed to know? Did you forget that Deadpool can conversate with every other Deadpool across the multiverse?
Yes, but clearly this one cannot because he didn't know about the Deadpool core.
Sure, he didn't.
It's Deadpool. It's Ryan Reynolds. He would have made a comment like, "Oh, I know about They would have meant he would have mentioned that. He would have mentioned that based off the evidence that was shown in the film. He did not know that Deadpool. He clearly states he didn't know. But again, with Wade,
all he had to do was remember him by was his 2 gold-plated 50 caliber Desert Eagles.
He was so envious of Nicepool. He wanted his dog. He wanted his guns.
His face.
What did you think about Nicepool's suit though? I kind of like that. I thought it was kind of interesting, an interesting kind of look. Because we see a bunch of different variants with different costumes on.
I wasn't paying it that much attention, honestly.
Yeah, it was like super modern, like super fucking modern, like padded. It was shiny as hell. It didn't look like it had a speck of dirt on it at all.
Because he doesn't ever fight.
Yeah, he never fights, so it makes sense. So apparently, Ryan Reynolds' entire family, his wife and his kids, were a part of that ensemble of Deadpools. His son played Baby Pool. His daughter played one of the other Kid Pool, and then his wife Blake played Lady Pool, and then apparently Matthew McConaughey voiced Head Pool, and then apparently Tom Holland's brother.
He voiced the Cowboy Pool.
Oh, Cowboy, yeah, he voiced Cowboy Pool. My bad. And then apparently Tom Holland's brother Harry played one of the other Deadpool extras. So I thought that was pretty cool. But now we get down to like the final climax of the movie where we see, Wolverine's like, you know what, they can't, I know for a fact they can't fix my universe. I got nothing else to live for. Let me do this. And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Psych. And then we get the whole Wolverine breaking through I feel like we don't get to see Wolverine's strength, like full max of his strength, too often.
As far as what? Like, what do you mean when you say that?
I mean, we see him do things that like you would expect like a hero to do, but the fact that he was like physically manhandling that door and full like denting that door with his strength, I feel like they haven't really like expressed too much of his like superhuman strength too much. Like, all right, yeah, he's super strong, but I don't know. I just seeing him like a thick ass steel door like that. Yeah, we know his claws could cut through it, which I don't know why he didn't just cut through it with his claws. He would have got through a lot quicker. Wow, now I'm thinking about it. Like, bro, you have claws that literally can't be broken unless it's cut through with super heat. Why would you not make some cuts in the door, and then use your strength to break through the cuts that you made in the door. And he would have got in there a lot faster and a lot sooner.
Huh. I didn't think of that.
I know the answer. I know the answer to the question I posed, though. The answer is plot armor. The answer is plot. That's the only reason why. Because I don't know any Wolverine that would have sat there and fought with the steel door that long and not use his claws on it.
Oh, you're not wrong.
So I was like, I literally just had that thought. I literally just thought about it just now. I'm like, damn, wow. He really could have gotten there a lot faster, but I guess it would have made for good storytelling in that moment, I guess. But no, so when we get to the conclusion, we get, Wolverine, Deadpool holding hands and trying to reach out for these, matter and antimatter cords or whatever. How did you guys feel about the ending of the movie and how they wrapped everything up together?
I liked it. It was a good ending.
Yeah, I liked how it didn't necessarily nod towards, anything else. It was like a kind of good, well wrapped ending to the movie. I felt like we didn't have to sit there and like, oh, we gotta wait to the next movie to find out what happens next at the end of this. It didn't leave us with a cliffhanger. I felt like it left us kind of like satisfied with the story that we got. You know what I mean? It's like, this is the story. This is the story that we're telling this movie. You don't have to worry about anything else. This, just know that you're going to see him again later on, but this is the story that we're telling. Dessa, what do you think?
Yeah, it wrapped up pretty nicely.
Yeah, Triage, what do you think?
I mean, we all knew they were going to succeed. We got a Wolverine back in main continuity. To see what happens next is to see what happens next.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they left us with. Like, all right, that was it. That was the story that we told. We told the story. That's it, and just gotta wait to see where these characters go from here. This buddy cop kind of thing goes from here. So I don't know. I felt like it wrapped up very well. I felt like it was overall. So let's go down the line. Let's do a rating. 1 to 10. And we're not listening to fucking IGN. So Deso, go ahead. What do you think? 1 through 10.
8.
40. What you think?
I mean, honestly, I'll give it a 9, only because I think that it was better than the last 2 movies. And I mean, I went to see it alone and I was laughing my ass off.
Triage, what are you thinking?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what happens next. But if I had to give it a rank, I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8? Honestly, I would give it. I would give it an 8.5, just because like I thoroughly enjoyed it. I felt like the humor was fucking on point. It wasn't like action all the way through. We had those slow points, but the action that we did get was some good ass action. The cameos. If I was a breakdown, I'd rate the comedy like an 8. I'd rate the action. I'll give it about a 9, maybe a 9.5. Cameos, I fucking give the cameos a 10, and that's a bias. That's definitely bias. I give it a bias 10. So like the overall rating of the movie, I'm going about 8.5. It was I absolutely enjoyed it. I laughed all the way through it. my fiance, she's not a big Marvel superhero movie kind of person, but she thoroughly enjoys the Deadpool movies, and she fucking loved it. She had a fucking amazing time watching it. Of course, clearly, a lot of the cameos, it didn't like move her the way it would move like a hardcore comic book fan. But no, her loving the movie for the movie as is. So I'll put it this way: for somebody who's not a superhero movie fan to come in and watch the movie and be thoroughly entertained and thoroughly enjoy the movie, I feel like that kind of speaks volumes. Because because a lot of people like go in to see Marvel movies that aren't necessarily Marvel fans or comic book fans or nerds and blurs, and they're like, it was all right. It was all right. But for fans to come into a superhero movie that has a whole bunch of shit behind it and a whole bunch of shit to go forward with it, it connects to a whole bunch of different heroes and their storylines and stuff. And for them to still thoroughly enjoy the movie for what it is, I'm going 8.5. 8.5. The bias in me wants to say 9.5, but unbiasedly, like based off the straight facts, I'm giving it an 8.5. Yeah, but it was a fucking great movie, a phenomenal movie. Hopefully, this gives like fuck the weekend, like just over the opening weekend for this movie, they already were damn near $500 million. They're already at $500 million. At the end of the opening weekend for that movie, it had hit just shy of 500 million. I can't say $500 million.
Yeah, that's.
And
good.
I don't think they released what it and that's both that, and that's including and that's globally almost hit that much. That's global. So yeah, no, I fucking thoroughly enjoyed it. Let's take a quick sec. Let's run these commercials real quick. And then we'll get back. We'll just do our final remarks and we'll end the show.
Going on, everybody, Lloyd Jones with Midnight Comics here, and we'd like to introduce you guys to our show, The Indie Breakdown, a show where we break down your favorite indie comic book characters' power, stats, and abilities, and get them ready for an eventual indie versus matchups. All Indie Breakdown episodes go live first on Spotify and on Patreon, with them eventually showing up on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out The Indie Breakdown and learn more from your favorite indie comic book creators, now's the time to do so. We hope you guys decide to tune in, and remember, until next time, midnight is coming.
Hi, I go by Lady Mandalore, the creator of Roomful of Blurs. Do you have a whiteboard in your room? Do people get a glazed over look in their eye when you start to explain things to them? Well, come join me every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we can talk comics and get to know some new creators of color, only on YouTube and Twitch.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Calvin, from the Icarus Podcast, and I just want to say that we got new episodes coming next Saturday and every Saturday after that. So all I would have to say from here is keep enjoying the show. You can check us out, www.icarusmetrocomics.com. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and more. See y'all next time.
Join the Pulse. We're excited to announce the launch of Heartline Comics' newest line, the Barcode Collection. Our fresh drop just hit the internet and is turning heads. Imagine this: you're rocking our merch, and friends can scan the barcodes to instantly connect with the Heartline Comics website. It's a game changer. Stay ahead of the curve and never miss a beat. Subscribe to our website for exclusive alerts on the latest merch drops and the newest comics hitting the shelves. Be part of the Heartline community and show off your style with pride. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
All right, and we are back for our final remarks. So let's give a final remarks on Marvel in a whole and where we hope and think that they're going. Dessa. Dessa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So let's give our final remarks. Where do you think Marvel's going with this, and where would you like to see them go with this?
In general?
Yeah, in general.
I like what they're doing in general.
Yeah, I like it. I just hope that we get to see more of these characters. I hope that they start pulling more from the source material, and just give us more stuff like this. More, I know it's hard to continuously pump out fan service. But yeah, no, I just hope that they keep up this streak, because clearly as of late, Marvel has definitely been taking some decent sized L's. Jay, what do you think?
Personally, what I would like to see is, I think that Marvel is going to do something similar again, like in a grand aspect, and bring all these heroes together, either in another group of films, or because there's not only all these movies, of these heroes coming out, but there's also television shows where now they're mixing.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my opinion, I feel like they're trying to lead it somewhere, but it's just so broad that it's really difficult to put a nail on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have hope. I have hope that we'll see something really good in the future, because I mean, the movie Deadpool 3 was great, and if we see more similar stuff like that, I mean, they can't make an actual film like that, I wouldn't think. But what I mean.
Well, Feige did say this is just the first of many R-rated Marvel movies to come. Yeah, so I'm interested to see what they do with the rocking more with the R rating. I knew they were going to start getting a little more risque with them dropping the F-bomb in Volume 3, Guardians Volume 3. Because PG-13 movies, they get one F-bomb. They can drop one F-bomb. And not many PG-13 movies use that. But yeah, they're allowed one F-bomb. And so I'm like, all right, they actually used it. So I'm interested to see where they go. I think Triage had some connection issues, but we will wrap it up. As you always should do. You should always do that. But no, yeah, man, this has been an awesome show. It's been kind of a long show. Well, we knew it was going to be long. There's just a lot to talk about that just happened within the last week and a half to 2 weeks. Deadpool, Wolverine dropping, all the reveals for San Diego, and then we also have D23 coming up at some point. I don't know the exact date, but I'll get that. So we're going to be definitely covering that as well from a distance. I would like to be there, but unfortunately, can't do that yet. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But no, man. With that being said, this has been an awesome show. Jay, thank you for coming out for the show. Desso, thank you for showing out for this show as well.
Absolutely.
And next week, don't know what we're talking about just yet. We're still playing around with the idea of Terry McGinnis versus Miguel O'Hara. Batman Beyond versus Spider-Man 2099. Or we might get a character breakdown. Who knows? We will definitely let you know when we know. But no, that has been it. That has been a super breakdown. And honestly, we'll catch you guys next week for another awesome episode. Oh man, I love doing this. We are slowly creeping up on 100 episodes. We're creeping up on 100 episodes. So we're gonna be planning and thinking about what we're gonna do for our 100th episode. Maybe a giveaway. We might do a giveaway. Not too sure. We shall see. But But no, yeah, we will definitely catch you guys next week. And as always, remember, fuck prep time.
Fuck prep time.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.